cooking up some gammon today. Now we're going to be roasting this gammon, and what we're going to do is get some really nice diamond shapes.
Hello there.
Now, are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin.
I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the return of the sausages, the hostages, and a recommitment to the two-state solution.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
gets the people going.
It's
no, that's enough! Why do you...
They're the Free Wales Army, Lana.
Yeah, that's right, David. Good lad.
Leg hurts.
Yes, it will do, Dav. You've been shot.
My name is Jeff.
I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't know. Something amazing, I guess.
Me too, kid.
This is a safe place. It's a place where we can feel free sharing our feelings. Think of my office as a nest in a tree of trust and understanding. We can say anything here.
Anything.
I like turtles.
What is it? Supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Look at him. He runs like a Welshman. Doesn't he? Doesn't he run like a Welshman?
Yo, we are live. Mic check, mic check. Any Michaels in the house? And if there is, can you please tell us if you can hear my dad? Unfortunately, we've had some pre-tech things, pre-stream tech issues, and it doesn't seem like it's working for him. Shame, shame, shame. No dad noise. It is on your end, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll keep it going, Dad. Don't worry about it. In the meantime, what we can do is I'll put you in the backstage or kick yourself out. All right, he's going to get that sorted, I think. I don't know what he did. He did this, I swear to God. He was talking, and mid-sentence, he was like, oh, yeah, so for the stream today, Lewis. I'm like, what did you do just then? Whatever you did just then. He's like, I didn't do anything. Well... At least I think that's what he said, because I couldn't hear him. Right, here we go. Turn it off and on again. No, Michael, no, that's silly. Why would anyone even... I'm joking. So, let's do the points now. Let's have a look. So, are the two streams merged? Right, here we go. So, I'll put the comments on so everyone can see it. And essentially, yes, but not really. So you guys from there's two different streams happening at the moment, and it works out for the channel because like the vertical streams tend to go into the algorithm that's when you're scrolling, you go through a live, and then if you're on it, you scroll to the next live and the next one and the next one. So it was a good way of like getting additional subs, new people in, and things like that. So we've got that stream running there, but next to it we have the traditional what do you call it? You can't even see it on the vertical stream. It's that not vertical. Sorry, is that vertical? Yeah, the portrait stream is the standard one. We've got that. So you can see each other's comments on the screen, but not when you're in each other one. So if I were you, I'd find the chat that has the most people that you want to talk to and go to that one. So points. There was a thing about the points here and about being in the different stream and stuff. So, well, as it works out, Crow, you were in the vertical stream and you did get all of the points. You got the 10 points there for being first on my thing. So this is how we work it. So there's two different streams with two different chats. And anytime, like when we're going to be streaming live onto TikTok and things like that, we're going to be doing the pointing at, it'll all come through StreamYard. And so even though there's various chats and it looks like different people are first or whatever, and everyone's YouTube chat can also be out of order because of like lag and stuff. So we're all going to go off of what's in the StreamYard. And in the StreamYard today, we've got Crow at the top with 10. We've got Jim in second with 5. And we've got Michael in third with 2. So there's your points for there. Points in landscape. Doesn't count like that. It doesn't work. Afternoon, comrade. I saw I got a message off of you and I was a bit busy doing stuff and things. So I will get back to you. Awesome stuff. How you doing, Specs? How you doing, Gillian, as well? I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's doing all right. So today I've got planned for you absolutely bugger all. So I'm gonna message my dad now and see what he's up to. There was one thing. I saw something last night. I saw DP essentially responding to what happened with the Annie Says thing. He was pulled up on it. Someone was talking to him about it, and the usual fun stuff ensued. DP being a shitbag. So let's check. Not working now. Do we know why? Never mind. Right. Okay. So joining us is our interpretive mime this evening. Unfortunately, right. So he's gonna leave it for this one, I think. So never mind. Hey, how you doing? You put yourself in the back there, Dad. I'll let you do your thing, and hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, there's no pressure on it, mate. But yeah, that is a shame. That does suck. You could potentially join on your phone. I don't know if that's any good to you because it's a bit sucky. But what I can do is I'll copy this and I'll put it in the back chat so that you've got a link there in the back chat. In fact, no, I'm probably better off sending it to your Facebook, aren't I? And then that way you've got that link. So that's what I'll be doing. I just clicked on Facebook and it's got holiday fucking memories. Oh, God. This time a couple of years ago, Dad, we were in Morocco. Now look at us. It's all gone terrible. Right, so I have sent you the StreamYard link there to your Facebook, so it's on your messenger. If you want to, if you can't get it working here, open up your phone, open your messenger, and then click the link, and then it should bring you here. And yeah, I'm sorry about that. That really sucks for you. Oh God, it's well frustrating, isn't it, when technology, especially like, because I don't know if it might even be a similar problem to what I had with Linux, where every now and again it just forgets that your mic exists. It's just like, nah, done with that. Oh, no, I haven't. Right. Give me a link. That's what we're doing. We're having a gander at this. Ryan Ferguson spoken on James English. It's everything you could imagine. Oh, God. Well, we know that when it comes to sex offenders and things, not sex offenders. James isn't a sex offender, is he? He's a domestic. I believe he was found guilty of domestic violence. Let's have a look. And I'll explain the point. We know that what I'm trying to say is that we know that Ryan isn't afraid of being around certain types of people with certain types of extreme offences. I've just heard you entering in the studio, Dad. My laptop's being a bit slow.
Motherfucker, I think I've got
Hey, there you go. It worked. What did you do? What happened?
I'm not going to tell you that it was just a simple key on the keyboard, a press on the keyboard that I'd hit auto accidentally.
I knew you did, Dad. I knew you did. You did this, right?
I reached out to do that. Increase the sound on that. But I don't know how I managed to hit that. But anyway, here we are. Hi, guys.
We're back. And just in time as well. So, 2 things that I'm going to show you. First of all, I'm going to catch you up. Do you know who James English is?
No, I'm not sure I do. I've heard the name, have
I? You might have. You've probably seen some stuff in the Discord. So, I'm going to click on that and I'm going to show you who James English is. We're going to go to... we'll go to... Do you know what? There's so many great providers, and I think today, seeing as though I want to be showing...
Space shirt, by the way. Looking very kind of normal today, blue and pink. Because I stink. Yeah, go on.
Did you just say one in the stink?
Blue and pink because I stink, yeah.
Because you stink. Okay, well, okay. All right, that was on me, and I apologise for that, guys.
Yeah.
Afternoon lefties. No, do you know what that comes from as well? I was watching this. I'm taking myself into a hole even further. No, but I saw a thing today, Dad, and
Stop
it is.
it.
I'll say it right now. It's gross, but it's funny, and it made me fucking laugh. That's
Oh, do I need to know? Oh dear.
Probably not, but because we're online, it's fun.
All right.
They
Go
were
on.
trying that thing, the shocker, the tuna thing, one of the thing. That thing, they were finding different ways of saying that, like how different people around the world say it. And my favourite one was, out of all of them, my favourite one was 2 in the 1 and 1 in the 2. It's a bit of a thinker, that one. Michael, thank you so much for a gifted membership. We really appreciate it.
Cheers, Michael. Thank you.
Absolute legend. The
2 in the 1.
Day. Hey?
2 in the 1.
And a 1 in the 2.
Can we get any help off the Chatterati?
This one might help.
You folks in the Chatterati, can you help us with this? Are we going to embarrass the boy or what? Has he done something?
It's a shocker. That's all we need. That's all the.
What's he referring to? 2 in the 1 and 1 in the 2. Google it. No, I'm relying on my my good friends in the chat to Google that shit for me. My mind is a beautiful temple. I wouldn't want to soil it with anything.
His mind is a temple full of kittens and stuffs. Anyways, let's ruin that temple. James English. So we're going to go over to the Canary. There's loads of other people we could go to, but you know what?
Oh, you were telling me who he was, but then you didn't.
I was.
Okay.
I was. And this also ties into ties into Ryan Ferguson. Although I'm not going to lie, perhaps maybe a slightly different article just to explain who he is before we get into the other stuff. In fact, you know what? Like, I'm assuming that they've done their homework. They're journalists. They know what they're doing. People like Annie Say's work here, right? They're fucking awesome. So, on 25th of August, Scottish podcaster James English was found guilty of subjecting a former partner to domestic abuse. In the aftermath, several associates of English have drawn criticism for not condemning him. Even worse than those who have stayed silent, though, are those who have come out to support English. Mukhtar on fucking Twitter, of course, because that's where all these people hang out. I know how evil. Oh shit! I've accidentally opened the. I know how evil females are. The mask slipped with that little neo-Nazi. These lot never cared about protecting women and girls. Okay, right, okay. So, because I'm learning myself as well. This stuff with Ryan Ferguson's new to me. So, from my understanding, James English, podcaster, he's been arrested for domestic abuse. That much is clear. I don't know much about James English. His podcast was actually fairly popular. He had a whole bunch of subscribers, like 800,000 or something. It's the Anything Goes podcast. I don't know if you were likely to have seen it, Dad.
No, I don't think so.
This dude,
no,
yeah,
I don't recognize it at all.
I mean, he's been on with the Dirty Dozen. What's his name?
Okay. All right, he's done the rounds then, yeah.
Yeah, he's in that group and stuff. So I don't actually know the guy. Like, I don't know much about him. So, but there's a crossover here because obviously, I mean, he's being described as right winger, blames evil females for. What was the other headline I was reading? He's being described as like a sort of Danny Tomo fanboy and everything else. So let's have a look at it.
Ooh. I'll just come off the thing for a minute.
What do I think of James English? Listen, I'm not going to sit here and slag him off because I know how evil females are.
Oh my God. Oh, you're right. Michael recommended this. He told me about this story in the chat and he said it's everything that you think it's going to be. It is. It's exactly that. Of course, that's the Nazis' take on this. I know how evil females can be, which is why I am alone and crying and a Nazi. Oh, God. You're on mute if you didn't know. There you go. You're having a right tech on today, aren't you?
Yeah. Even coughing. Right, yeah. He's poor Ryan. Alas, poor Ryan. We knew him well.
Yeah. He's broken. He's a broken human being.
Feeling low. You need a better lighter. He's feeling low.
You can hear it. It wasn't that. I need my
trying to cover you with song.
That's what I need because I'm clicking the. Anyway. So Ryan trying to immediately be like, well, women are evil. Spoken like a lonely fucking Nazi. Do you know, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? He's, he thinks women are evil. He thinks other ethnic, people of different ethnic backgrounds.
He's not on his own either. A lot of his mates are the same. I have noticed. A lot of these right wing things are absolutely woman haters. A lot of them are. The ones that don't have women hate them. It seems. If I can't have one, I'm going to hate them all. Exterminate. I don't know.
Oh, it's fucking absolutely man. Let's see what this fucking Nazi's got to say.
And what females can lie about, accusations. I'm not in a position to make a comment on that. I don't think it's what the mainstream media are making out.
Can you stop? Is that him or is this AI? Am I looking at what?
It looks like him.
I keep watching his hairline fucking go on manoeuvres.
This comes from. This is posted to his ex account, but it's
okay then.
It's been reported on by Searchlight, Canary, and everything else, which is where I sourced this link. Although, shout out to the mod who was sending me this stuff in the back chat as well. But yeah, I found this. I've got no reason to think that it isn't real. Don't get me wrong though, it's weird, isn't it? Because like he's so fucking shiny. It's just because he's done like fucking. He's been like going out being a good old Nazi, running around, getting himself ready and fit for the upcoming fucking nothing that's gonna happen. They're part of the active clubs and things, aren't they? Where they keep themselves fit, ready for combat, ready for a civil war. Essentially.
Oh yeah.
It's never gonna come because they don't realise that there's like 5 of them.
An army of shopping-aged men.
An army of shopping-aged men who can buy tobacco.
Fucking hell.
So, who knows?
Is that it? Is that all it was?
Who knows?
What?
Just like, I don't know if the mainstream media are right. We should fucking scrutinise victims because women are terrible.
Was that like then?
Is literally just a woman hater.
Oh, well, I'm not at all surprised, but slightly disappointed. But yeah, it is everything you'd imagine.
It's exactly what you'd imagine.
Yes, let's find the victim, blame them.
Sweatier than Prince Andrew wasn't.
A bit of this fucking victim blaming.
remember?
It seems to be season for victim blaming at the moment. There's a fair bit of it knocking around, isn't there? Victim blaming and.
But that's to be honest with you, though. A lot of people don't want to say it, but we have a culture of that. Anywhere where there's men, there's typically a culture of like treating the victims with as much scrutiny as the abusers, which is just fucking wild because you wouldn't have that in any other sort of crime. You wouldn't if someone robbed off you and then you go to a police station and you're like, yeah, look, sorry, someone's just beating the shit out of me. They've taken my wallet and they've ran off. They wouldn't say to you, well, what were you wearing? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? It's so
unless it was this.
Unless you had a T-shirt that had a sign that says "Rob me, this is consensual. I want to be beaten up." Even then, I don't think it'd be legal. But it makes no sense. I don't understand the society that we live in. A lot of times, don't get me wrong. I do our society down a lot, and we've got a lot to be proud of, and we've got a lot to be grateful for. But there's a lot to be done.
Oh, go on.
There's still a lot of work to be done in terms of we a lot of different nations teach their children, the people that live there, that they have it better than everywhere else. That happens in a lot of the places of the world.
There's a thing from Agent on the side who says it's not just here in the UK; it's all over the world. Women get treated like that.
Right. My friend.
It's
a men thing.
It's a man problem. That's what all this sexual assault shit is. It's a man problem.
But what we can say is that British courts, British law, British police, the way that we as a culture and as a society, maybe not so much as culture, but as a society, with the way that we govern ourselves and the way that we deal with this particular type of offence, we don't deal with it very well. Like, we do it really badly. I think it's like, I'll find the exact figures, but I'm just off the top of my head from what I remember. I think it's something like 98% of reported rapes don't go through with any sort of action or end up at court with a guilty verdict. Now that includes, I think there was 50 to 60% of rapes that were reported to police that were then subsequently investigated, taken seriously and subsequently investigated properly and taken to court. 50 to 60% of them don't at all. They don't make it through to convictions and things like that, or even through to stuff in a lot of cases. A 1.4% conviction rate of the amount reported through the whole process, not just the ones that have been taken on, accepted by police as an investigation, investigated, and then through to that reports.
I mean, how would you feel as a woman looking at that? Fucking.
So, yeah, 98%. So in this country, that could be read, and I'm not trying to play or make it scary. I'm not trying to play the scary statistics figure here, but in theory, if you could read this as another way, is there is a 98.6% chance that you'll just get away with it if you were a criminal, right? That is wholly unacceptable.
It's fucking outrageous. Fucking outrageous. This a modern country. This.
It's 2026 in the UK.
Countries.
It's absolutely unforgivably.
A bunch of fucking records.
It's just. I too am shocked. I'm shocked. I'm stunned. Also, as well.
I'll be honest.
I did that thing again. Also, as well. But no, thank you so much to.
Also, as well, I've told him about it. I'm sure nobody's noticed. Lewis says also as well, so I told him about it, and now he's really, really conscious. I'm sorry.
It's not that I'm conscious. I'm just now clocking onto it. I didn't understand. I didn't know I did that, and then you mentioned it, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that's totally a quirk that I have. It's so weird.
It's sweet. I mean, it's not a bad one.
No, yeah, it's not like I'm racist.
Absolutely.
It's not like I'm just dropping slurs or anything. Anyways. Also, and anyways, Aussie or Oz, MK Batperson _YTA, that's the YouTube asylum, I think. Beekeeper, Fluzzy B, they are all now smelly lefties. Thank you to Crowcrag. We really appreciate the gifted members.
Cheers, Crowcrag. Thank you, man.
Really do.
You people are very kind, and there's absolutely no need to do this.
It's not. I really want to see. I really, really want to see. Right, here's what I'm going to challenge.
You really want to zig-a-zig?
If you are able to, and only if you're able to, and feel free to dismiss this, but I'm going to challenge you. Instead of sending us any more gifted members for the next week, I want to see a picture in the Discord of a zoo ticket. I want you to go to the zoo and I'll fucking take loads of pictures of loads of animals and have a fucking great time.
It's probably cheaper to buy a membership.
I got bit by a penguin. Did I tell you? Have I told you yet? I got bit by a penguin.
Old and smell of fish. What can I say?
I didn't get any of the penguin powers though, so maybe.
Tastes like a sardine.
But I mean, look, it's back to Ryan Ferguson. We'll finish this article out here. So English is the host of the Anything Goes podcast, which describes itself as the following: the Anything Goes podcast show is a place you'll find people talking about their real life stories and experiences. Hosted by James English, guests include reformed gangsters, comedians, actors, footballers, porn stars, politicians, and many, many more who all have a story to tell. Expect shocking stories about murder, crime, depression, addiction, suicide, with some laughs along the way, with sagas of sex, love, and comedy.
Well, that sounds all inclusive. I'll give him that.
And he also happens to be a massive supporter of Andrew Tate, as we're about to find out here.
Oh, fucking great. Wonderful. Wonderful Andrew Tate.
A little bit. I was going through family courts, 38 grand in legal fees for the goalpost to keep getting moved.
Yeah.
1 year after I left the relationship, I then got the police at the door, charged with a domestic. 1 year after I broke up. So what happens is I'm placed in every fucking newspaper. I was on the 6 o'clock news, media everywhere. Now it's my time to give my story. And what happens now? They put a media ban on it. They will not write my side.
No, they.
Some people then think that's people think it's a set up, but it's not. It's down to you. But when they put in the news articles at the bottom, connections with Andrew Tate, Katie Hopkins, Tommy Robinson, these 3 people have been cancelled. I've never been convicted of no.
Well, they're also racist, aren't they? Like, that's another thing. Like, Islamophobic, they're bigoted, hateful, terrible individuals. That's another thing that connects them. It's weird, isn't it? How he's like, it's like saying, do you know what connects all these 3 murderers, Dad? They've all been to jail. They've all been targeted by the British state and held captive. Like, no, that's you fucking idiot. Yes, of course they've been cancelled. Yes, of course. Like, cancelling as well. I love it when fucking idiots talk about cancel culture. All it means, literally, this is all it means. They don't want to talk about you anymore. They don't want to platform you. That's it. That's all cancelled means. There's nothing else. Whether it's a platform like YouTube, whether it's a platform like the BBC or something, it just means that they don't want to talk about you. Like, we can, in our own small way, we can cancel people. We can go, right, you're cancelled on this show.
Each other. Sure, I'm talking to you. Yeah, cancelled.
Cancelled. You're cancelled. I'm not talking about you to you. I'm not going to give you a platform to say your thing.
Get upstairs to bed now, you're cancelled.
That's all it means. It means that you're so horrible that people don't want to talk to you. That's it. It doesn't mean that anything's happened to you. There's no like list that you've entered. There's no.
And don't ever say that to your sister again. Off you go.
I love this. It's so fucking funny how they do this, where they're like, "Oh, they were cancelled." Like, but what does that mean? It means that the shows that used to have them on don't have them on anymore. The world is a terrible place. And it's like, but what else do they have in common? And if that's their defining thing, why don't they? Oh, why aren't they welcome on platform shows and things like that? Which also, I just want to say as well. No, but it's worth mentioning that they can like.
I know you choke then, you twat.
Yeah, but like they can go to Kick. They can like this whole. Do you think that they've been like just underground or in a prison cell? Well, apart from the Tate brothers, who are in an actual prison cell. But no, it's like they can do their thing. They can make content still. They can put it out on the internet. They have a right to do so, weirdly, but we allow for that. So obviously, this dude is so he's a bit of a Tate fan.
Is he spraying his tan on? I can look at that hairline up there. Is he spraying his tan?
And he's sweating it away. Or his hairline.
Wish I knew what colour tan old Trumpy was using. I wish I knew what colour spray he was using. Maybe if I dyed my hair.
Hello. How you doing, Blase? I hope you're good.
Le Blaze. That's French for hello, Daily Blaze.
Hello.
Hola. That's Spanish.
I hope you're good. It's good to see you, dude. And if you're not already, guys, go and subscribe to Daily Blaze, all right? I mean, I'm sure everyone in here already is because he's an absolute legend on these scenes. But yeah, go and subscribe to him. What an absolute star!
I was listening to his mate Jupiter this morning, earlier on.
Whose mate Jupiter?
Daily Blaze's mate Jupiter. You know Jupiter. She.
They don't know each other. Daily Blaze and Jupiter.
Yeah. He knows Jupiter.
Do you know Jupiter affiliated?
He knows her. We've heard him. Well, I have. I've heard him telling her, dealing with her really well. Really well.
Are you all right, Dad? Are you?
All right. I'm trying. I'm okay. He's fact checking me. Oh shit! He might be right. I could. Daily Blaze. You. I mean, I've seen you doing whole things.
No, you're thinking of Room for Debates.
Well, of course I am.
Yeah, no, sorry, different channels together. This Daily Blase
it's his dad. He's looking thick as.
No, don't worry about it. No, it's honestly it's cool.
Sorry.
Also, Daily Blase is like actual royalty around here. So if you don't get it right, Dad, we are going to put you in the
shit.
Get in the cage. You hear that? That's the motorbike on its way now. The rider's going to get off, and he's got a cage in his pocket. He's going to open it up, and boom, you're in.
I can imagine. Yeah, that was a wild one, that wasn't it?
That was. It also sounded like a Highland coup.
It's because the roads here go straight into the country, don't they? It's countryside, so they test the
Yeah, you got the bends
fast
near you, basically.
vehicles along here. It'll start along here and go zooming off, zoom into the countryside, and then the ambulance comes past and they pick them out of the trees and put them back together again. It's a cycle every holiday season.
Oh, just reading this, the caption on this thingy. We'll go back to the video, but I just wanted to read the caption. So, Scottish podcaster and massive supporter of Andrew Tate, James English, has been convicted of reportedly battering his pregnant ex. I had no idea she was pregnant. Oh my god! This court, the court saw threatening and abusive text where English sent her where he called her a fat SLAG and said, "You were lucky I didn't fucking batter you."
This is his pregnant ex.
This is his yeah. I guess now, yeah. I guess now it's wow. Oh my! Right, so I knew that he was convicted of on domestic abuse charges. I had no idea it was against his. It was battery against his. Well, battering his pregnant ex, sending her messages, calling her a fat slag. That is just wild. Like just a pregnant woman as well. Like, what?
Why are the women and kids being saved by people who hate women and kids? What's going on? Why?
All these people in that sort of far right echo, like, you know, people, you know, the Tommy Robinson lot, the Danny Tomo lot. Obviously, this guy's an avid supporter of Danny Tomo, and we will get into that. There are articles. In fact, I'll get over to. Do you know what? Probably now's a good time to do it. We'll flick between articles. We'll go to our good search, like
Sigu. It's not Segway either, is it? It's Sigu. Is that right? I think it is. Segway is that thing that breaks ankles. Sigu is that thing. Somebody will tell me. Probably James.
How do we know? So sorry, I maybe made a mistake. Not Danny Tomo, Tommy Robinson. So podcaster and Tommy Robinson fanboy James English convicted of domestic abuse. Now,
Tommy Robinson fanboy.
So why? No, it's pronounced the same. There you go.
Oh, go on then, James. My apologies.
But podcaster James English is a fanboy of Tommy Robinson, and obviously, God, it's just so weird, isn't it? How there is such a concentration of people who are threats to women and girls who seem to be firmly in and around orbiting the Protect Our Women and Girls camp.
It's the grift, isn't it? It's just the grift. It's throwing these grifters together.
Like we said last time about the psychological projection. It's like an unconscious thing that some people do where they psychologically project. Like, imagine if I was to just suddenly and randomly start talking about why. If I just suddenly said to you, like, you shouldn't rob a bank. Robbing banks is terrible. I would never rob a bank. You'd be like, what's this guy thinking about robbing banks for? Like, you know what I mean? It's this weird sort of, like, we see it from like other streamers and stuff that we have beef with, like Mr. In Between News and stuff, where he'd be like, oh, you're using ChatGPT, only for a month later to say that, you know, everything I've made is by ChatGPT, essentially. Like, you know, it's a weird psychological projection, and it's I don't understand the psychology behind it. I'm not a doctor. I really don't get it. But, you know, it is an area that's been studied. And The Guardian as well are doing some reporting on the numbers side of things. We've looked at how, like, you know, in some areas, 59% of rioters, you know, protecting our women and girls, were found to have previous contact with police for offences against, you guessed it, women and girls. So, like, it's so... I find that I don't know exactly what that connection is. The psychological projection I get, but I don't know what came first. It's kind of like the chicken and the egg. Was it the abusers? Did they create these events so that they could hide at them, or were these events created and then they sort of infiltrated and hid in them?
And they've jumped on them. It's wild. It's obviously, I mean, it's obviously behaviour that's saying, don't look at me, look at somebody else instead, isn't it? That's what it for all the big words and stuff that people use. That's what it's about, isn't it? It's about, don't look here, look over there. But I mean, surely they must realise that even if we wanted to get rid of everybody else, we're still going to come back for these people. They're not going to get away with it. You can throw as many look over here's and look over here's as you like, but we will come for you if you're mistreating your women. We will. We'll let everybody know. Everybody.
Don't tell anyone, but the Clacton Spear are working on a passable impersonation of DB. Right. Well, Crow.
Who's DB?
If you have any connections at the Clacton Spear, my good friend Crow, we would love to find out who DB is.
Yeah, who's DB? What's one of them?
So, oh my
No,
God,
Clacton
here's some
Spear.
details about the. Here are some of the details about the James English domestic abuse case. Trigger.
Okay.
Warning. I'm just going to say trigger warning already. I probably should have started with that. We kind of dived it. We kind of fell into this story.
Oh no, that's ricochet warning, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
No, don't worry about it, Dad. So, Scottish podcaster James English. Sorry, that's a funny sentence. Irish podcaster Michael Welsh.
I bet he wishes he wasn't called that, but such is life.
It's such an unfortunate name for a Scottish.
Such is life. We take what we dealt. We take those cards that we dealt, Mr. Burke.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We've got an Irish last name, French Irish, like Normandy, by way of Normandy through Ireland. But anyway, this is some of the details of Scottish podcaster James English from the Who Says Anything Goes podcast, as reported by Searchlight magazine. He has been convicted of domestic abuse against his former partner following a 12-day trial at Glasgow Sheriff Court. English was found guilty of engaging in a course of behaviour abusive to his partner or ex-partner between July 2022 and November 2023. The court heard that English grabbed her by the neck and pinned her against the door while she was pregnant. Whoa, what a fucking scumbag.
Oh, really?
Grabbed the pregnant partner and just like, oh, sorry, I'm a bit of a visual thinker.
Other allegations found proven, including kicking her off her bed, pulling her hair, and striking her face with an open hand. Or slap, as we
oh
would
my
call it.
God, like that poor fucking woman. Like that
Woman
is just
also described receiving abuse and threatening messages, including being called a fat and a little bitch. Slag. So I couldn't see that. Fat slag.
I thought you were being awesome and not saying the slur, but
it'll take a few years of refinement before I start doing that shit. The court heard English told her, "You are lucky I never fucking battered you." That sounds like DP in the stairwell of any fucking Wetherspoons.
yeah, literally, like you're lucky you're a woman who punched you.
Okay, woman, I wouldn't fucking you fucking cunt. It's just dreadful.
That I just said then. I was just sorry. I was saying that though. That quote I just gave then. That you're lucky you're a woman, or I would have punched you in the fucking mouth. That is a direct quote.
That's a quote. Yeah, we can quote.
That's not paraphrasing. That's not putting words in anyone's mouth. That's DP. But anyway, back to these other people who orbit this fucking right wing shithousery.
19 allegations.
Fucking hell.
Six found proven. Okay, 6 found proven. You wanker.
And 1 allegation was withdrawn during the trial. Now, I just want to throw out there, like when it comes to this sort of stuff, I'm not trying to say that he is guilty of those other ones or that he isn't guilty of those other ones. What I'm saying is that when it comes to this sort of event, I happen to know that when you, in some cases, in fact, in a lot of cases, I'm sure, but anecdotally, there are times when, as the how do you say it now, the prosecution will accept terms from the defense and deals and things like that. Just don't put too much weight into the fact that it was 6 out of 19. You know what I mean? There's, at the very least, there's still 6 terrible acts that were, charges, allegations and that, and the rest we don't know, and we weren't there. But I absolutely, with full moral clarity, stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder with any victims of such behaviour, and I completely believe them well over any fucking scumbags like James English. So English has denied the allegations. His defence argued that the evidence lacked sufficient corroboration, and that some digital material had been cropped or lacked context. So, Sheriff David Hall rejected the defence case, finding the woman credible and reliable. If you don't mind, Dad, do you want to just take over that while I sort my dogs out with a chicken's foot?
Surely, yeah. English was not present for the verdict. having been excused after the court was told he was abroad. He remains on bail and sentencing has been deferred, pending background reports. The conviction comes amid the growing reach of his Anything Goes podcast, which has more than 800,000 YouTube subscribers and provides a platform for prominent far-right figures. He's got a fucking lot of followers.
800,000 of them. I didn't know this guy personally, but I've not seen any of his content. I don't think, or maybe perhaps I may have seen clips. I don't know. He seemed familiar, but not enough. So I think I may have missed this person. So I assume that you probably have too. But no, he's a fairly prominent figure, certainly on YouTube, and big old fanboy of Tommy Robinson and stuff. It's just maybe they're just trying to expunge their own criminal minds or whatever. I don't know, but it's outrageous, isn't it? And it's so very typical, isn't it, of this crowd?
It's the grift. It's the smell of money. It brings them all out the woodwork.
If you want to find out who in your area, I won't even make it that specific. If you want to find out a list of people, if you really wanted to be I wonder who is a danger to women and children, you wouldn't be stood with Tommy. You'd be looking at the people stood around Tommy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like this guy, for example. How many pictures does Tommy Robinson have with all of these? Because he's not a celebrity. He's not you know what I mean? People don't just stop him in the street and be like, oh, Tommy, can I have a picture? I loved you in X, Y, and Z. No. A small group of racist people tend to orbit in and flock around him. And clearly, there's no small number of domestic abusers and all sorts of horrible people. We were looking at the response of Ryan Ferguson. I'll just bring us back over here for a second. When we're looking at his response, this is also a man who is in direct communication with a convicted paedophile.
Yes, he is. We just see him in prison, didn't he?
Yeah, not just that, but recently we saw when Tommy Roy. Here's another connection with the far right. So when Ryan Ferguson was out with the Raise the Colours lot, hanging flags as part of Operation Raise the Colours, he made a phone call or received it. I can't tell which, but what I can say for certain is that he answers the phone. He says to the phone. One of the first things that we hear is. He says Jack Renshaw's name, not just he says it first and last name, like he's proud of it in the street. He's talking to him on loudspeaker and he's updating him while he's in prison on charges of being a paedophile and a terrorist in this country. He's updating him on the movements of Operation Raise the Colours and what he's doing. So this guy, when he says you shouldn't believe him.
I've forgotten it's pedo and terrorism, isn't it? I'd forgotten about that. It's terrorism too.
I can't think of any two things that you can be that's worse than a Nazi.
To your country.
He's double-ended. You
cannot be a Nazi and a patriot first. The two cannot exist together. They're plus and minus, the wrong ends of magnets. They're fucking all kinds of things that don't go together. I'm sure there's a list of them, even on a molecular level. But fucking. I'm lost. Lost myself again.
Well, don't worry about it, Dad. We were just discussing. This is essentially just a piece on James English and his connection to the far right, and how they're, figures like this are stepping out to defend him, even though he's been found guilty in the court with evidence. And it's not like it wasn't a hard-fought, landslide case where he was forced to plead guilty or whatever. There was 6 out of 19 allegations and things. That was a hard-fought legal battle. You know what I mean? And I can't imagine. Yeah. It was going through during the court process and everything, but as we can see, he's a big old fanboy of Tommy Robinson. Ryan Ferguson is out there supporting him and stuff. He's firmly within that node. Then he's firmly a node within that ecosystem. It's just honestly, it's the less of James English, the better. I hope he gets, because we're waiting for the sentencing now, aren't we? He's out on bail, but we're waiting for sentencing now. So. If he comes back to the country or whatever, if he is still...
Oh, of course he's away, yes. He's out the country.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But if he does come back, hopefully he's in jail for a long time. Grabbing a pregnant woman by the throat. Pregnant with your own
child. That is a bit naughty, young James. Naughty boy. We're all naughty boys tonight, aren't we? We've got loads of them. Well, there are more.
But remember, though, Dad, these people help protect our women and girls. Pardon me.
I wouldn't even let my girls run past them. I fucking wouldn't.
No, not even a little bit. These guys are just the worst. They're the worst of the worst of the worst. Right, I'm going to close down a bunch of tabs and things.
Don't close me down, no. Don't close me down.
We've got a bunch of stuff. We've got, do you know what? We've got loads of things. I've just said this. Shout out to the people who contribute in the background, who are dropping stories in the Discord and things constantly. We wouldn't be anywhere without you guys.
What have you done?
Read this headline, Dad.
Danny Tomo hosts patriotic damp squid at Midlands dogging site. Oh my God. You haven't seen me, have you? I have to go on bike, though. It's not quite as much fun on your push bike, but you know. Danny Tomo's bid. Whoa, look at this.
Look at this.
What? I thought dogging was all like quiet ones and twos doing a little, like, wow. Is that a big crowd? Anyway.
It's mad, though, isn't it? Danny Tomo's bid to establish a new patriotic force suffered an
embarrassing first outing with barely 200 activists attending and Tommy Robinson conspicuously absent. Oh.
I got so confused and I thought it was an echo. I'm not even joking.
It wasn't worth him coming, was it?
Can you hear me, Dad? Can you hear me?
Inside, yeah, I can hear a tiny bit, yeah.
A tiny bit. Do you want to? Is it your speaker or something? Sorry, we were talking over each other a lot. I wasn't sure if you could hear me then.
Oh, I was just thinking. No, I'm sorry. I talked.
No, it's fine. It's not a big deal. No, don't worry about it. I was just making sure you could hear me and stuff. But yeah, so no one will have heard that. Do you want to read it again? Sorry.
Danny Tomo's bid to establish a new patriotic force suffered an embarrassing first outing with barely 200 activists attending and Tommy Robinson conspicuously absent because they all floated off to the dogging site.
We couldn't see Tommy Robinson because he was
little Tommy. So Danny Tomo's, yeah, so-called National Recruitment Day. Oh, I remember this. Are you a man or are you not a man?
Do you want to meet me at a dogging site in the middle of a field? Other men doing manly stuff with men.
With men, we can smell of gun oil and sweat and stuff. Right, Danny Tomo's so-called National Recruitment Day for his latest nationalist vanity project, the Patriot Platform, on August the 22nd, predictably failed to live up to the hype for the wannabe far-right top boy. Tomo claimed over 45,000 people had expressed interest in the pseudo-militia, but barely 200 turned up to mill around and take in some race war energy on a dusty slope outside Coventry.
Do you know what, Dad? That reminds me of someone that's like, oh, you guys suck, I've got 20,000 subs, and then barely 20 people turn up. Sorry, I'm just saying, there's something about it when they do that, isn't it? They exaggerate and exacerbate, and then when it comes to it, nothing.
Absolutely. This is typical, yeah. How he's got such a... He must live in such a bubble. He still thinks this is he's the commander of a large force, you know. So ironically, the meeting point at the Burton Dassett Hills Country Park is known locally as a notorious dogging location, described in a dogging site directory, I didn't even know they had them, as great for flashing and some late night action in cars.
It's great
for flashing.
Oh my God.
So do there are places where it's like, it's give or take for flashing. You know, it's like average for flashing. I don't know. I wouldn't flash here too many dogs about or stuff like that.
I'm sorry. I've just seen a bunch of.
I like the word accidentally here.
Lies in the chat there. I'm not calling you out, Pete, but I'm calling you out. Me and a friend once drove out to somewhere at night to take a dog for a walk and ended up accidentally parking up in a dogging car park. Like, it's not your fault, I guess, because any car park can be a dogging car park, but not any site can be the site of the Danny Tomo's fucking rallying his manly men together recruitment drive.
Are you a man?
That has to be a dogging site, apparently.
You man? Or are you watching ladies in cars?
Described by the directory as great for flashing and some late night action in cars. Oh my god!
Pretty much what we got. Okay, carry on. I'll read some more of that.
Dad, we have to drive. Someone. Right. Okay, I'm gonna have.
I'm not going dogging with you. Nope.
We're not going dogging. Obviously not. That's ridiculous, Dad. Why would you even say that? That's just
because you would just like. Because you would go on. What were you going to say then?
We're going to pretend. Right?
That's what they all do, isn't it?
We'll go out dressed in full dogging attire, whatever that is, and then
I want a pair of what do you call a pair of pants with a hole in the front cut out, and then a long back.
Whole thing. We're going to move on. We're going to move on from this.
And the balloons.
We have fun.
I'll dress appropriately, I promise.
Yeah, but that's what I'm not joking, right? What we could do is like if we dressed up in like some, just in a way that they would.
They've got older people now,
stereotype, and then turned up, and maybe not us too, because that would be weird. But like a third person as well. No, I'm joking.
Best to pull out quick, Pete. That's probably the comment of the night there. Yeah, go on.
Be like, hey boys, where's the dogging? And then show them reviews and things online where it says in the dogging directory that this is great for flashing and some late night action in cars. Oh my!
This is like a bit windy, not ideal for flashing, but but okay for women in cars. But women in cars for some late night action in cars. I guess it's everybody.
It didn't take much, did it, Dad? Then
it's a seedy location.
Terrible people.
It's a far right circle jerk. It's a seedy location that tracks with the Patriot platform vibe. Thus far, there has been a series of outdoor meetings around the country, basically far-right circle jerks with Tommy front and centre rhetorically twerking to groups of angry white men and the odd woman teasing them with the deranged fantasy of forming a nationalist resistance movement. They should be arrested for this,
honestly, if they're calling
the police should be well onto them. And anyway,
you can see this reporter in Searchlight they're not messing around with their words. I totally get it. So, but because they're being, I don't know if that's like when it says resistance, but it's in quotes.
I guess the best place to have these idiots is on the outside.
In a field by themselves, in a dogging field, just men being men. It's funny, isn't it? All these right wingers, right? They're very like ultra conservative. Like these far right people specifically, they're ultra conservative, socially speaking. They don't like homosexuality. They don't like anything that's different to not straight white man, essentially. So it's all of it. And it's really weird how they're like this sort of like the largest voice. The far right are the largest anti-gay movement, essentially. And it's mostly just men who like gather in circles in dogging fields or like in gyms where they're like, no girls allowed. We hate women. Men, men, men. Like, they're like, everyone's gay but us. It's fucking so weird. Like, do you think that's what it is? I personally think that what leads all these, like a lot of these people here, is repression. Like they've repressed themselves so much that they're all stood around, just a bunch of blokes stood around.
What's going on there? I'm trying to think. What is going? How could you? So many people.
Well, I mean, do you know what? I would be mildly impressed if he, if Danny Tomo was slightly honest and said, "Look, we're expecting a couple of hundred," and then a couple of hundred of incels turn up. But he was talking about 45,000 people, and of them, 45,000 were Russian bots. I'm willing to bet, or just didn't exist at all.
45,200 supporters. Yeah. 45,000 of them were Russian bots, and 200 turned up, got distracted by the dogging, and everyone went home.
Dad, have they got one of those grey, like, British flag on the bonnet of a Rangy?
Yeah, look at that, the wank. I hate the way they misuse the flag, I really don't like it, the way they wear it and stuff. It really offends the meme, not that it matters, because I'm only little. But I find it really offensive. We're not fucking.
Got the uniform on, I can imagine. But like well, it's kind of cute though, isn't it? It is a little bit cute. Like they do, like together they're like fucking. This is our symbol. Like, it's so fun. They're just like, oh, and then we've got it, and just so everybody knows exactly who we are and where we're from. Well, we're in the middle of this dogging field. They're just adorable. Look at them. Whoa, check this out. What? Screw the zoo visit? Nah, go to the aquarium instead then. But I appreciate it, man. That's really, really cool of you, dude. Thank you so much for the support. So, Dion Wollenston is now Smelly Lefty, as is Shellyer, the Hulk 123, Big Vlad, and the Nutter Channel. Hey, shout out to the Nutter Channel. Hope you're doing well. I haven't heard of you for a minute, you know, mainly because you do like morning streams. Hey, you're back. He's back.
Oh yeah, no, do you know I haven't seen that for weeks.
He streams like 5-6 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
And it's a really nice chap as well, isn't it?
He's nearly riser. He's a cool dude. I like that. Nutter's a nice guy, and he's got the eyebrows of a god. Like they are god-tier eyebrows. Shout out, Nutter. Far right dogging, patriot pounding.
Patriot pounding.
So, and so it was. Burton Dassett. A video showed Tomo in a circle, rallying his gaggle of low IQ dupes with yet more meaningless promises. I bet they were like, I thought you said there'd be women here. They'd be like, no, we hate women. Women are gross. Just men. Men only. All right? Men. So, cue a primal roar of approval from the pasties. Sorry, the pasties. Oh God, this is fucking yeah.
In the next 3 or 4 weeks, can I do this?
Yeah, of course you can.
In the next 3 or 4 weeks, right? We're going to ask you to be part of one of the biggest pushbacks this country has seen from its men since World War II. Wait a minute? What pushback was there in World War II?
Yeah, funnily enough, in World War II, we didn't
push back. We went and fucking took on the fascists and Nazis. Anyone listening? Any Nazis listening? We had to be killing you all.
They were. That's literally like this idea that like they tie it into patriotism in such their understanding of patriotism is literally 1 World Cup and 2 World Wars. That is the quote unquote patriot, the patriot, the fucking idiots, those guys, Danny Tomos. That's all their patriotism is. They use it as a guise to be racist. They don't know what patriotism is, but they tie it to events that are easy to associate with patriotism, like the World Wars. They were arguably the only wars that we had any business being in. And I, for one, as a Welsh British person whose family have been in these wars, I am proud of my family who were in these wars, who stood up against the rise of fascism, and they laid down their lives in some cases.
You know what? Also, I would like to mention that all the while these blokes have been growing up and keeping fit and getting all that, the military, the Army, Navy and Air Force have been open for recruits all that time. If they wanted to do something useful, you'd think you would volunteer directly to serve your country, wouldn't you? I mean,
yeah, if that's how you express, and if that's what your limited understanding of patriotism is, just the army, then yeah, sure, that I agree with you.
If it's just if you're talking about defending your country, then join them. There's a whole fucking organisation that's geared up to do that, and it's just waiting, and they'll give you a gun, and you can sleep with it and everything.
Now, here's somebody that I know to be a patriot who lost their grandfather in World War I and World War II. Their grandfather and father in both wars, respectively. The chat's got it right. They are far from patriots. When they invoke the memories of fallen soldiers and the images of World War II, it is essentially Judas asking you, "What would Jesus do?" It makes no sense. They are the antithesis of patriots. They are anti-British. They hate everything that we as a nation fought for, specifically in World War II and World War One, and that that we've built since then on the back of it. Like, it's like this thing didn't happen in a vacuum. When they talk about whether it's immigration or like it didn't happen in a vacuum. Immigration built the UK. Like fascism was an enemy of the UK. It goes against democracy. It goes against everything that we, as a nation, that we should be proud. Everything that makes you patriotic, democracy, rule of law. You know the British values of tolerance, and you can't like get less British than Danny Tomo. It literally can't happen. And I'm going to go back to. I know I've said it once, but I feel like it's kind of accurate. It's Judas saying, "What would Jesus do?" Like they're not. It doesn't make any sense. In the end, that's all they've got. Lots of milling around on dusty car park, and a dog inside, and a predictable rant from Tomo delivered through a cheapskate PA speaker, and they're queuing up to have their names taken for vetting.
Vetting? How the fuck? Yeah.
What they mean by that is they're going to search on social media to have a look at your Facebook and see if you're associated with anything remotely lefty. Yeah, that's it. That's what their vetting process is. Because and people with genuine criminal histories, the far right, they've got a smell test policy. They go, yeah, you smell good.
We are smelly lefties, aren't we? I mean, I'm proud of being a smelly lefty. Darn it.
Absolutely. And do you know what? Everyone else here should be. And if you can, hit the like button, guys. We'd really appreciate it if you don't mind. Just whacking a like on that there thumb.
Don't make me beg.
But
Not a good day.
Really appreciate it. Hit the share button if you can as well. Right, and let's crack on with this. I'll get all that gross streamer stuff out of the way with. So yeah, they were taken for vetting. Oh, and a selfie with Danny, and then home. But they had, according to Tomo, done their families proud. Not the ones that died fighting the same ideology in the same wars that this man is invoking.
No, they won't be proud. No.
No, they won't. They'll think you're a fucking scumbag, mate. Could you... Right, what would have happened, Dad, to... Like, not that you would know, I guess, either. You know what I mean? You weren't there. But, like, what happened to, like... Right, okay. I'm going to Google this. Because what happens to fascist sympathisers during the war?
They were shot.
Were they just shot?
Well, have a look. Very few fascist sympathisers made it to in front of like a judge or anything. Do you know what I mean?
People like Oswald Mosley, he was a fascist sympathiser.
Yeah, I think he was. I'm not sure he was old enough to actually. He may have come of age just at the end of the war. I'm not sure.
Wait, Dad. No. Okay, so according to British Online Archives, Sir Oswald Mosley, the leader of the British Union of Fascists who organised the violent anti-Semitic campaigns in Britain during the 1930s, was interned by British authorities in 1940.
There you go.
John Amory, a British fascist who moved to France, broadcasted Nazi propaganda and helped originate the British Free Corps, a Waffen SS. Sorry, they do this thing, the Nazis, where they make it sound like it's like
the Waffen SS. Let me come and read stuff. I love reading stuff.
So, but it's the Waffen SS unit, composed of British prisoners of war. He was executed for high treason in 1945.
Yeah,
I don't understand how these people think that their ideology is patriotic.
Or any less acceptable now than it was then. It fucking isn't. It makes me. This is why I get so angry about it. It's no less acceptable now than it was then. And then they were getting fucking locked up during the war and shit, and then executed for actually working against Britain. Lord Haw-Haw. Was that Lord Haw-Haw that was? Lord Haw-Haw was executed for. He used to have a regular radio spot during the war every week.
John Amory had one
on the German side.
Lord Haw-Haw. Let me have a look.
Yeah. So he had a regular radio, a podcast of the day. You know what I mean? And it would start like Germany calling, and then he'd let people like regiments know that the Germans knew where they were and stuff like that, and that. To remind them to send messages home to their loved ones because they're about to die, and and
Lord
stuff like
that. Mocked the effect.
Crow, Germany calling. It was. I mean, it was absolute treasonous. It
William Joyce.
was.
Yeah. See,
But there was no violence, although it was stochastic as fuck. But they hung him. I think they hung him for it.
Yeah, so I'm reading now. So William Joyce, Lord Haw, HAW, was so before the war he was a high-ranking member of the propaganda propaganda director for Sir Oswald Mosley, and then he fled to Germany in 1939 just before the conflict broke out. He was captured and executed by British forces near the Danish border in May 1945. Although he was born in the United States and held a German passport, he was convicted of high treason because he had a British passport to travel to Germany. He was hanged in January 1946. Like, I'm not, and again, I don't believe in any circumstance. That's not what we're saying. I don't want to get twisted. What we're saying is that like he is as anti-British as you get. We have a long history of fascist sympathisers
fighting for our lives against fascism. Yeah, and literally fighting for our lives and spending millions of lives to stop fascism. And this is where we are now. It's fucking crazy.
That was the cost. It was lives. We spent lives. No,
People
you're right.
of my generation can't fucking believe this shit's going down.
And
again.
yet, Danny Tomo, the patriot as he calls himself, I personally think that there should be almost like a stolen valor thing, that if you call yourself a patriot and you're a Nazi, that a police officer should be allowed to remove one glove and slap you across the cheek with it.
I think you're right, yeah. An armed officer, and then they can have pistols at dawn.
Well, if they don't have arms, how are they having gloves, Dad? Come on, think about it.
Oh, they wouldn't have gloves, would they?
No, we don't. No, and I don't.
They'd have no handies.
Hey?
I love that. Yes, yes.
But yeah, so we'll crack on with this.
Let's move along. If you want, or do you want to?
No, if you don't, Dad.
Even here.
Yes.
Yeah. Even in the far-right echo chambers, there's a growing chorus of questions about what the point of Patriot platform is. After months of pumping social media and a series of pep rallies, nothing tangible has emerged. Tomo's stream of Patriot platform recruitment videos is filled with threatening language and macho bluster and little substance, other than to chip in and help pay his bills through lucrative social media engagement and donation requests. However, at Burton Dassett, Tomo appeared to offer a glimpse into his not-so-cunning plan. Performative intimidation by self-styled white Christian Englishmen in an en masse show of strength. Emphasising that violence and confrontations with the police only end in self-defeating prison sentences, Tommy told his gullible followers, the threat of a violent act is more powerful than the violent act itself. Oh, he's fucking on.
So he's
Tomo. You know he's got, well, it's 12 names now, isn't it? Tomo, 10 names, Sun Tzu.
No, wrong one. Danny, no, you're thinking about Tommy Robinson, who's got the 10 names.
Oh, yeah, no, it says, oh, yeah, I keep mixing the Tomos up as well, don't I? Stupid old man stuff. But anyway, yeah. So he told his global Tomo the threat of a violent act. Oh, right, this Tomo. The threat of a violent act is more powerful than the violent act itself. So there you go.
It's also, just to remind people, threat of violence is just as illegal as violence.
Oh, yeah, it's also arrestable, you mug.
What a fucking idiot. The threat of one criminal act is in itself a criminal act.
She's fucking wet lettuce.
So stupid. So stupid.
Yeah. So, well, what comes after the picture then, Snowbar?
To be honest,
What were the famous last words, were they?
Fuck. I think all it is, Dad. We can sum this story up without even having to read through it, right? I can tell you exactly what it is. A bunch of racist men gathered in a dogging site with no women around whatsoever.
That is Larry.
And I'm not trying to look, and I don't at the risk of coming off as thinking. I'm just saying that, like, I'm trying to highlight the irony of a group of homophobic men setting up a no women allowed club in the middle of a dogging field.
I can imagine.
what is that about? Like, that is just fucking chef's kiss level of what the fuck.
I don't know.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I don't know.
So, should we do a little bit of that, what do you calling it? Stuffs and things. Oh God, what's it called?
Let's please. Not
DP
typical.
and Annie says stuff, Dad.
Oh, yes.
I'm prepared for this.
Well, you introduce it, right, and do that. I'm going to make myself a quick cup of tea, but I'll be listening.
Right, yeah, that's, oh shit, that's the wrong button. Yeah, you do that, Dad. That's a good idea. And then, yeah, right, so if you bear with me, I'm just going to get up my notes and things. There you go, you got your brew. So, like, I was watching... So, okay, DP and Annie Says. They are two content streamers on the other end of the spectrum from each other. One is a journalist and anti-racist, anti-genocide, pro-Palestinian activist and campaigner who is loved the nation over by a lot of people, to be honest with you. She's sticking it to the police. She's sticking it to the government. Her journalistic endeavours are fantastic, frankly. I've got a lot of time for Annie Says. And on the other side of it, there is DP Audits, Paul Dunbar. He is a man who records children in, a playground from across the street, so he can upload that to thousands of strangers online and talk about why there isn't enough white ones. He's the one that gets kicked out of the underwear section of the kids' underwear section area of that shop for recording and stuff. It's really all that strange stuff. He sent the rape threats, all of that stuff, right? He's that horrible person. Well, as you all know, it's been blowing up on TikTok. If you've got TikTok, you'll know, but it's also been quite the discussion on YouTube. We've spoke about it at length. We talked about it last time as well. But there's been developments there's a somewhat of I don't want to call it like an online beef or anything. It's not that. Do you know what? I'm a bit more conscious of this stuff, especially in the wake of the very tragic death of Jason Arday. Like, seeing right wing, whether it's the media establishment or whether it's the various tiers of the right, the far right sort of circles and things, like tier 5 specifically in this case, piling on and attacking people and until they're not here anymore, essentially. So I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. So to give you a quick rundown, Annie Says makes content at protests. She also writes, journalistic works for the Canary and things. She's a legitimate journalist and she's good at her job. She does a lot of really cool things, but because of her work and her activism and everything else, it's led her to cross paths really, really dramatically, I'd say, with auditors. Like, they have targeted Annie Says in a relentless and sustained campaign for a very long time. Now, there are some people who are more guilty of this than others, but just like Jason Arday, it's never about the things that they're actually saying. It's about the individuals and the people. They're really going at like her character, and it's online cyberbullying. And I think that phrase sometimes can get brushed off as just something that young people experience or whatever, but the weight of it can crush a person. We've seen this type of bullying, very recently again with Jason Arday and stuff. Hey, check that. If you're not already, subscribe to the TikTok. But the Annie Says stuff. So one streamer in particular, Marty Blackburn, who isn't the only person we're going to be talking about. It's going to be mostly DP in his reaction because he's thrown himself in this. But Marty Blackburn was the sort of the catalyst that started it all, essentially. Like, I think that was one of the first auditors that she came into contact with via Shabnam, probably, because Marty Blackburn's MO was going to protest at this time. This is what it still is, to a large degree, when he's not being banned from protests and things. But and again, criminal convictions like longer than your arm, essentially. But yeah, when he's not banned from protests, he likes to turn up and assault people. He likes to turn up and berate and harass them, all so that he can get clicks online. It's what auditing is. It's what it is now, and it's what that we know exactly what it is. That he's a typical auditor, like the typical auditor. The pinnacle of it is, he's the tier 5 representative, as well as like DP audits and stuff. But Annie Says has been dealing with that. She's been dealing with the assaults that came with him, the lack of support from police. Hey, you got your cup of tea? Everything's all good. She's been dealing with the lack of support from police. She's been really trying her best to. He's a happy chappy. No, she's been really trying her best to cope with everything, and she's been doing wonderfully. But there was a straw that broke the camel's back moment, and she's only a human. And so she, as a content creator, among many other things that she's accomplished, she's an accomplished content creator, and she recorded a video of herself. She was quite upset in this video. She's a human, and it was about personal things that were happening. And her work and I say her work, previous job, the NHS and stuff had sent her a bunch of papers. They were trying to essentially, for want of a better phrase, criminalise her, or it's not the right word. It's not. They were trying to discriminate against her because of her political beliefs, even though she isn't actually there anymore. It happens, management do these things. It's it is what it is, but it's obviously incredibly very upsetting for Annie, who recorded a video expressing how upsetting this was for her. Well, that video was then taken by Marty Blackburn and used as an opportunity to try and ground an upset person who's expressing vulnerability into the ground even more. It wasn't just him, because that's where enters Paul Dunbar into this scenario. Paul Dunbar enters the scene, and he also sees this footage. You can come in at any point, Dad, if you want. He also saw this out there by Marty and engaged in the exact
Paul Dunbar, who was never mentioned up to now. It's not his argument, is it?
Absolutely not. No, this was beef between. Don't get me wrong. Annie reports on orders. DP is an order, so
yeah.
I understand why he feels some way about it, because he is his idea. You can't, if you say auditing is bad, he takes it personally because he is an auditor, and I don't just mean that in the literal sense. I mean it in a psychological sense. Like, he is the far right in his mind. If you say anything bad about the far right, like, we're sick of racism, nationalism, we're sick of any of that shit, he takes it personally because he is those ideas. He embodies them and feels them, and when they're attacked, he takes it personally. And that's kind of what happened here. He took it personally with that. And so he made a video, and in the first sort of 5 seconds of the video, he starts calling her ableist slurs. He's calling a disabled woman ableist slurs immediately on the go, just straight off. And yeah, he just started really going for it. Well, we
can't hear you. You seem to have stopped. Can't hear you at all. No. Is it just me? It might be just me. Let me see. Link. Let me see. Chatters, can you hear him? Anybody there? Hello, you're on mute. It says you're on mute, or you say you're on mute. The boys say you're on mute, and the ladies. So let me just say, let me see what this says. I'm sorry, I'm very slow at that. Yeah, I know you can't hear him. Nobody should revel in pushing someone as far as they have. And he says, in fact, whatever their disagreement, they should be apologising to her for the effect on her mental well-being. Ain't going to happen, though, is it? I mean, okay, I listened to him over on Society X's. Well, I heard it today. Lewis told me he was going to do this today, so I did my homework and listened in. And he's completely, I mean, he couldn't care less. He absolutely, that's what he says. He couldn't care less how Annie feels about what he said about her. Like I said, none of it's his fucking business. It wasn't his argument. Although I tell you what was quite telling. There was online at the time was Jamie and Jupiter and DP, and he's saying, well, it's their own bloody fault for having a go at us. Us, he means auditors. When she had to go at Marty. So and I heard Jamie go yeah, as well as Jupiter go yeah. So they're the gang. You know what I mean? These people, Jamie. Well, Jamie knows them all for a start because most of them have come up through him. Jamie, DP did as well, and Jupiter. And whoever else it is, they all consider themselves to be in this gang. So they come up. DP's come up on there, and he's kind of offered the option to take the steam out of it and apologise, and he doesn't give a shit. He couldn't care fucking less, as he says. So, how do you deal with a fella like that? I mean, what do you do with him? You know, I don't know. It's just he's a bully. He's called her a bully, but he's the fucking bully, doing all that shit, pretend crying and stuff, picking on her, and then they're falling back and saying that she wasn't nice to CP audits, and then DP pipes up with, yeah, it's all right picking on a disabled person. Then I'm thinking, whoa, hang on. 1 minute CP's disabled, 1 minute she isn't. The next she's okay. The time after that, people don't like her because she's a gross. All that stuff. As CP, you walk up to CP and tell her she's disabled. See what she says to you. It'll be 2 words. I wonder what's happened to the boy. Any idea? You can still hear me, guys, can you? Or am I just chuntering? Maybe Lewis, maybe I fell off and Lewis is online. I don't know. La da 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 da. Well, looks like you can't hear me, so I'm gonna have to. I'll have to. What have I done then? Oh, I'm still here. Thank you, Gillian. So yeah, and for your comments, keep them coming, please, because I don't know where the boy's gone. The only way he's changed is when he finds himself in the same position. Do you know what, Gillian? He's got a lot of pain to come yet. That boy, isn't he? A lot of pain to come yet when he realizes when he finds himself in a down position and he realizes what he's done to people who are in that position, and it will happen. Happens to, even happens to decent people. He's a. Oh, here he is. Yeah, he's just all round naughty boy.
My power cut out. That was weird.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. I covered you fantastically. You wouldn't even notice. There wasn't a gap in the thing. In fact, there's more people here than there was when you were still there. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm still there. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm floating about and messed this up so much.
But I didn't panic, and I had a pair in the meantime.
And you had a what?
A pair.
A pair?
Yeah, I was ready
Just
for
one pair or a pair of pairs?
Just the one pair.
One pair. 2 then. No, don't. That's stupid. That's all comedy hall stuff. Yes.
It's Dad.
Hello.
You've forgotten where we were. The far right are weird. They do weird stuff, Dad. They always do weird stuff. That's it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Annie Says.
We're on about DP and Annie Says, and I did carry it on a little bit. Actually, I did really rather well. No, I did carry it on a little bit, and just saying what he is saying. It was not his fight, and it wasn't his business, and he's reveling in it, and he doesn't give a shit. And I was just agreeing with Gillian. She made a comment about him saying he's not going to stop until, and I'm, no, he's not, and he's not going to stop until he feels the pain of what he's done to other people. That's what I say. And when he does, he's going to be so fucking down. It's going to hit him so fucking hard.
Well, should we see how it's hitting him?
He will realise.
So, should we see how it's hitting him at the moment? So,
not at all.
Yeah, not at all, as you can imagine. So, DP audits, there was this whole thing where he's obviously stuck the boot into a person who is expressing vulnerability, their humanity. And obviously, expressing humanity isn't something that he likes. So, he targeted her. She is a brown Muslim woman who is vulnerable. So, of course, he's throwing the boot in. Well, since then, there has been some replies from people, like other commenters like Bouncer. I was on a TikTok live with, oh God, I can't remember his name at the moment. But when I got to speak to Annie Says and things like it's a conversation.
Oh, did you? Yes, good.
Picking up on.
How was she?
Hey?
How was Annie Says?
She was doing really well, and I got an opportunity to. We didn't get to chat long, but I did get an opportunity to say, look, I wanted to express solidarity with you, and I'd like to, for information on how you cope with these things. Because you're quite an extraordinarily targeted individual. How is it that you cope with this sort of stuff? And we had a little back and forth there. Unfortunately, because TikTok sucks, I can only access it through my other people's live stuff through my tablet, and there's a bit of an echo in that, so I've got to sort that out.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tiz Talks, that's what it was on. It was on Tiz Talks. It's absolutely awesome. It's a cool channel. Anyways, so it's quite a subject, and so naturally other streamers are talking about it. Society X, the stochastic clubhouse that we've reported on many times in the past, as being a sort of central node and hub within the tier 5 cohort, specifically of the auditors. Although it doesn't matter if you're an auditor or just any random racist, as long as you can frame it to the side of an argument, he will too. I
was saying while you were offline, UK Society X knows all these people because most of it, well, a lot of them have come through that Society X channel.
It's a network.
Been groomed on to spread out, fill out the tier.
Well, what people might not know, because obviously, I don't, for my own sins, I will tune in there, because if you want to know anything about like the far right essentially, and when it comes to auditors specifically, if you want, and you've got to be watching these channels and things. So, having observed that channel, I saw last night. We're going to look at it together. DP went onto this platform, and he was asked by Jamie at the time, who, to be fair, was an absolute shithouse. Not going to deny it.
He was.
But he did even at some points was like like even those guys are saying, look, this isn't a great look, mate, and it's not gonna end the way you think it's gonna end. It's and it's not the time for it either. Let's face it, especially after the wake of Jason Arday, we're sick of seeing fucking right-wing racist fucking scumbags using social media and the likes to try and pile on an individual that's already vulnerable until there's nothing left anymore. It's not fair. But despite all of that, he still doubled down while he was on that channel. He still
smells the weakness, doesn't he? That rat. He's a rat.
He does, yeah. And he also says, and I just want to point this out, that this isn't just him jumping in either. It might not be that, because in this here, what we're about to review in this Society X clip, we're gonna hear him explain that he was in contact with Marty before he was posting videos and things. I think that he's accidentally there, possibly admitting that this was somewhat of a coordinated effort with Marty. And so this is the latest in that saga now. This is the response. I don't know exactly when it started in these lives. I didn't take any timestamps, so bear with me while we start skipping through. Okay, so share screen. And also, I just wanted to point out as well, for any AI listeners in later, publicly available material being used under fair dealing /use. Right. So.
It'll be buzzing when you said that.
Oh yeah, Enterprise, mate.
Yeah.
Miss me just now, sorry.
I missed a couple of comments there. No.
Yeah, I put a personally.
So
Big G. What I will say is this: if she lost her job because.
Right, okay, so here we go. So this is.
I even realised
this is now gone beyond a political dispute, and they're now talking about her job, and just to throw it out there, in a similar way to what we saw with the with the mainstream right-wing media establishment of Jason Arday, where they stopped being about a simple case of academic misconduct, and it started being about sticking the boot in. It started being about their personal life and everything else. Yeah. Oops. God damn it, technology. Bear with me.
That's why exactly. But now to discuss it, but it won't be a meaningless apology. But if it had come in with But now,
All right, let's come back a little bit more.
Fuck off. I think what I said was you hated us at the beginning. You basically went viral off.
No, the first thing you said in your video response to it, we're at the juicy bits now. The first thing you said in your video response to it was to call a disabled woman an ableist slur. And an anti-racist campaigner a racist, which is just really weird, but okay. Yeah. Like, he's like, all I said was, like, I know that he's not going to mention, foreshadowing, he's not going to mention the ableist slur that he called a disabled woman in that video, in the first, like, 5 seconds of the video. But I will.
Bullying a disabled girl, chased her around for a bit.
And now he's saying about bullying a disabled person and chasing her around for a bit. That isn't true. He's referring, of course, to CP Audits. You will hear more of it in a second. But before you do, a little bit of background on CP Audits. CP Audits is a content creator on YouTube. CP Reports, sorry. Terrible name. Absolute terrible name. But CP Reports, that is her name on YouTube. She's one of these auditors, but CP Reports has gone through. She started off on this channel here, right? She met all the auditors and things through this channel here. She started to network on the Society X channel. She's a vulnerable person who has learning difficulties. She's also deaf for the most part, and has invariably gotten into some sort of controversies in her personal life, such as being kicked out of. She was a coach for like a football team type thing, if that makes any sense. She was like helping out with the team and stuff, and for like, I think it was for vulnerable children or something. And then I can't remember exactly what it was that she did that led her to be dismissed from there, but she was removed from there. Then she found herself on the Society X platform, where she fell in love with the idea of auditing, or more specifically, the community like this you see here, with the panel, people around talking about things. She really enjoyed it. People were willing to listen to her, and then the grooming started. Essentially, she was passed down through the ranks, and she became a very, very radical auditor. She is one of the most notorious things that CP has done in sort of recent times was when she went round to the back of a hotel that was housing asylum seekers. She approached a random individual on the steps who happened to be black, and after a very short exchange, told him to fuck off back to Nigeria. She is racist, and she has targeted Annie Says in exactly the same way, with a very sustained and very it was a campaign of
getting in the face of the camera and stuff for ages.
Before Annie, before Annie responded with the ET stuff. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the whole ET stuff, calling CP that, because she has strange mannerisms and stuff, which, to be honest with you, could link back to learning difficulties. So that in itself, but I don't know if I really don't understand if Annie Says understands that whole side of it, because obviously she's not like we have observed, the radicalization of CP, and maybe doesn't understand, that she is actually a vulnerable person. So to describe her as a disabled individual, it's not that's not what defines her. Neither is anything else. She's she's a human being. It's weird.
Albeit not a very nice human being, but there are limits to how you behave towards women. Besides, apart from anything else.
I mean, obviously,
she's not very nice. She's she's racist.
Yes, so there's lots of other stuff there. It's not that she is just some random. She's like a disabled person who was targeted by Annie, as Paul Dunbar is offering here, without any pushback from any of the people who absolutely were there almost every step of the way, except for Dupes. Dupes is a little bit late to the CP train. She started off bullying Dupes, but so is Jamie a right winger? Someone asks in the chat. Well, this chatter here, if it is in fact, to be honest with you, what happens is we tend to, we've banned a lot of these people for the stupid stuff that they say. It's ridiculous. So what we do is, we've banned them lots, so they tend to make soccer accounts and that. So I don't know if that is actually Jamie of Society X, but it likely could be, because it wouldn't be the first
soccer account.
But it's stay and enjoy the show anyway.
He's right. Yes, he is a right wing. Well, he says he's not, but to be honest, you are known by the company you keep. I'll say that.
I honestly wouldn't put his politics there either. What I would say that his channel is essentially just a platform for which people can spread all sorts of insidious ideologies that wouldn't be platformed anywhere else except for within these sort of certain circles. It's, you know, it's just framed as the other side of a debate. It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, just to be clear, I've not ignored any context. I've just skipped through, as I said at the beginning. I've not ignored any context at all.
No.
I just skipped through, and we're landing at the bit where we were talking about DP and not yourself, as it happens. Anyways, enough of side chattering for a second. Let's see what's being said.
And now you sit here criticising everybody else.
I love it when they do that. Like, and they criticize everyone. They call everyone racist. They call everyone Nazis.
Not unless you're racist.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't do that. It's just the racists and the Nazis that get called out for that shit. Like, I love the way they try and frame it as everyone, so that they can make their little tiny pathetic group like seem like it's this massive magnified. It's everyone. It's not everyone. It's you.
No, it's not everyone. It's not by a long way.
Right.
But,
and then they all jumped on it. Like, oh, DP Audit said this about Annie. Oh.
Yes, because you have a track record for targeting, for targeting vulnerable people overall. You know what I mean? Like the in terms of like cohorts of society, asylum seekers, things like that. He's got a target. He's got a track record for it. You've seen the energy that he brings to female Weatherspoons. What do you call them?
Oh, the way he talks to women in there, in front of other families as well. That was, I mean,
there was a baby in someone's a toddler, possibly. I don't want to exaggerate, but a very young child that was upset and crying because of the aggressive energy and the shouting as he was screaming in a woman's face, telling her that she's lucky she's a woman, or he would have punched her in the mouth.
but he still, and then he started calling her a cunt and stuff, quite deliberately, loudly, in front of everybody. So, where do you come from, boy?
It's just awful, isn't it? Just terrible, gross stuff. But so I'll just throw that out there. We'll let some play out now.
Yeah. So leave Jamie in the chat, and they can have a chat with the people in there who seem to be interested in why, if Jamie's anti-racist, how does he give so much airtime to outright racist and stuff like that? Well, you carry on with your thing, with your story. Do you know what I mean? You haven't gone again, have you? Oh dear, what have I done now? Are you still there? Okay, who can hear who now? Flipping heck. Do 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 do. Another power outage. Yeah, okay. So it's not me. It's him. But yeah, Jamie's. Yeah, Jamie's is. It's the Stochastic Clubhouse. We've followed it. We've watched it all happen. We watched what happened with CP audits, for example. Watched her all get done, groomed and pushed up all the way through. And you know, and on it goes. It's all there. When DP said yesterday on your show, Jamie, that he Annie had said something about us, which meant that was like Marty and them. So she's fair game. And I heard you say, yeah, I heard you say it. Maybe you didn't realise you said it, but you said it, and you said it out loud. Yeah, it's like your little gang. You won't have anyone say a bad word about any of them, even if it means saying fucking horrible stuff to women and things like DP does. And you still fucking entertain him. You still have him up. You still fucking platform him. You still give him a space on your thing. And the man's fucking... Oh, he's the worst bloke I know. Really, he's got... I mean, you can tell he hates women. You can tell the way he speaks to women. He doesn't care about about how he's seen in public. He doesn't give a shit about any of that stuff. He'll swear in front of women and babies and kids, like all that stuff. He doesn't have an ounce of common decency. That's what I was working. Common decency. It's just not there with him. And still, you'll platform him. You'll platform AY Audits, who's, I mean, you know, enough said about him, but you'll still platform him. And you've platformed most of them, haven't you? And you're still mates with them, that you're not one of them. You know, no, without conversation, there's nothing. But I don't need it. You know, we don't need conversation, Jamie, me and you. We've had it. Do you remember when you stabbed me in the back?
I knew you were going to be mid-argument with Jamie as soon as I.
Yeah. Do you remember when I was in hospital and I was having a fucking?
Oh, Dad, we don't. Honestly.
No, he's just saying I platformed you too. No,
I know. But here's the thing, though, right? So Jamie is beneath us. We don't have to have this conversation with Jamie. He's happy. I'm happy for him to be here and listen. But
yeah, he can discuss it with the people in chat.
You know, it's beneath you. I will say though, heads up. I'm going to have a couple more electrical issues. It looks like. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it keeps tripping. So,
somebody's jumping over the.
But yeah, really sorry about that.
The tree pulling your wire.
Yeah, please, yeah, honestly.
Hey, all right, it's all right. I'm calm. I'm calmer than you are.
I'm not having a go yet.
Hold on. I'm calmer than you. Relax.
And also, and while we are right, okay, if we are discussing, because obviously, his comments are up and everything else, I get it, I do understand it. So there's it's going to be hard to not acknowledge the bigot in the room.
It's okay. I can. No, I'm over it, mate. I'm over it.
But but when we get back to it, so the main thing that we were trying to talk about here was DP's response to the Annie Says thing, the fact that obviously he has to go to the Stochastic Clubhouse to do this is something else entirely. But let's come back here now. So
right, that was it. And then they all jumped on it like, oh, DP Audits said this about Annie. Oh.
Yeah, you've upset the sister, haven't you? And I think, I think you should. I'm saying no then anyway. Right, very good.
Of course, because you can't ride fences if you don't say anything, can you? You can't, you wouldn't be the Stochastic Clubhouse if you actually challenged anything. So in a minute, you're going to see that they get onto this, where you'll see immediately that. Oh no, we're going to get to that bit as well. Don't worry. But yeah, you'll see immediately that there is no pushback. There's none of that. You'll see that people, disabled people getting called ableist slurs and things. It's just fucking outrageous. But
very good.
No, my argument is I watch them all the time, and these other people, and they never attack the argument. They just like to attack the person. They always bring things up from ages ago.
The things that he's bringing up from ages ago that he's talking about there, he's talking about the rape threats that were in.
It's stuff he's done. Fucking
the stuff he's done, and it is worth bringing it up again. The actual headline and stuff as well, because I would hate for this to be.
I do think it was
just sort of like pile on or whatever. For anyone new that's watching that hasn't seen it before, that doesn't know the saga, we're not just when we're calling people like far right or whatever. It's not just us. There are anti-fascist watchdogs, publications and stuff that are documenting the things. And when DP says they're bringing stuff up from ages ago, he means April of this year, just a few months ago, and he means this: far right auditor sends rape threats to anti-racists family. And you can see the messages and everything else. It's clear what they are. So let's get back to anyways. That's what he was referring to when he says that they keep bringing things up from ages ago. He means the very recent threats of rape he sent to a man.
And he's like, "Oh, I've talked about that, so that's okay." Oh my gosh, he forgives himself.
The same thing.
Yeah, he's forgiven himself. He's like, well, I've given my excuses just for. It's fine.
Yeah, you must accept that. Please go
in it for clicks and views, and that's why I don't respond to them, because I know that's exactly what they want.
I thought it were a bit.
So I said one shot out, bang, and then I just didn't even watch any. I haven't seen any of the responses. On purpose, I don't care.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, there are things that he's saying that he's not watched on purpose because he definitely doesn't care. But he's seen what they're talking about. They're just dragging up things from ages ago, you know, the rape threats from April and stuff. So he knows what it is, and he's acting like he hasn't seen it and that it doesn't bother him, which is another one of these things that just honestly befuddles me every time I see it. They get so worked up with telling you that they're not bothered. Like, they're like, we don't care about you. We'll just make soccer accounts and hang out in your chat. We'll just do you know what I mean? Like, these people are...
Well, this is absolutely right. I mean, and here he is, you know.
And here they are. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, but these people will say, like, oh, we're not bothered by anything that goes on, and yet, you know, that's at the end of like a long rant about the things that they do.
Why are they so bothered about a fucking little channel like this?
I know,
as they keep pointing out.
Because they want to go back and forth, don't they? That's what they want.
No, I think it's a bit more than
about AY, didn't she? She tried to start with AY.
She had AYs back there massively. Oh no, she had AYs back there. She were.
Annie's a bit smarter than that. Annie was trying to make a bit of a divide and say, like, well, I've never had any personal beef with AY, and he's been quite respectful to me. AY, you know, DP is a problem, like, and it's trying to root DP out, which is essentially the effect that it's having this whole saga at the moment, this back and forth. It's really highlighting DP for the disgusting nature of the things that he does. Like, when it comes to look at some of the stuff that he's done, obviously we talk about the headlines and all of that. But like the stuff outside the schools, all this, like arrests for domestic abuse, the fight that he had with AY when that happened, he rocked up with like a bunch of like this dude is willing to commit acts of violence. He's willing to do all of this. He's willing to, like, we saw a video the other day where he was just recording a Muslim woman just walking down the street, and then just like using it as an opportunity to film her, post it to 1,000 strangers online, and talk about how fucking horrible they are. You know what I mean? Oh, we're all gonna change. They're gonna get us. Like, this man is literally disgusting. Like, it's awful done to security guards, to staff members of like any various businesses. It's also why you can't get a cup of coffee in.
He says like it depends where he is, but I've heard him say that between 25 one time and then 100 years the next time, we'll be gone. There'll be no more of us left. I'm thinking, is it going to take that long to get rid of him? People like him, but it's worth the wait, you know.
It's worth the wait. It is, yeah. If we're being replaced, can we start with the auditors? I'd like to replace them, please.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if you had a choice?
Aye.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah, she's not. She'll say that I don't agree with him, or whilst I don't agree with him, but didn't she say he's never been disrespectful to me, or something? She said. And
yeah, it's just other women that he threatens to murder and stuff, isn't it? AY audits. I also, as well, I'm not going to lie, the Annie Say's take on it, I do respect that she says, look, my personal dealings with this individual are what they are, and I've got no, I obviously she stands ideologically opposed to him, which is, I get that, and that is something that I think that we should all aspire to, but I think that she just doesn't know him enough yet. Just give him time. Like, this is the same individual that threatened to burn down schools and things. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, this guy was also talking. What was he saying to that BBC reporter recently? We saw an interview where they're trying to interview him, and then he was telling him to shut the fuck up, you fucking idiot. He was just being horrible and rude. And then after that, he made that declaration. Once she pointed out to him, she was like, "Well, you say you're here to protect women and things like that, but look what you do. Look how you're treating me." And then it kind of calmed down a little bit, but not much, when he started doing exactly what you're saying, where he was acting out, shooting the boats and stuff. Like, actively advocating for murdering people there. It's fucking outrageous. But,
and also asking other people to do it, because he's not going to be out there shooting people, is he?
No, it's stochastic as fuck. And I think what he was hoping for was a state responsive murder in the channel. But either way, and it's murder based on like your nation of origin, isn't it? Not specifically where you're from, but where you're not from. So these guys are like, no, I don't care where their nation of origin is. I just care where it isn't, and it isn't here. So I'm not racist, and I can. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. You know what I mean? To say that you want to shoot people because their nation of origin is elsewhere, it's the same thing. But let's crack on with this for a second. I just wanted to highlight that the AY audits isn't he's not just some peaceful observer or anything. He is a known homophobic auditor who also does some fucking horrendous things both on and off camera. We saw that time where he was where that whole DP thing happened. Yeah, and he had that guy behind him with a bat, hiding, trying to keep him off camera, being as sly as anything.
And,
Okay.
Yeah, she did. But she was mainly doing that to kind of pile up on DP a bit, you know, as a.
I don't give a shit, man. What's she going to do? I'll go over to TikTok when they're all in their panels. They won't have me up when they try to come up, and then if I do, they kick me off.
He says that about us, doesn't he? He's like, they talk about me, but they won't let me on. It's like, yeah, we've tried to talk with you, DP. It doesn't work. You
can't work. He takes in a deep breath and then just runs on with this sentence. It goes brrrr, off down the hill and up the other fucking side. Just shut up.
Literally, like, he's like, oh, the anti-racist campaigners don't want me, a racist, on their panel. Like, I wonder why, DP. This is a full Darvo as well. He's trying to pretend that he's actually the victim here. It's him that you should feel sorry for. I'm trying to defend, but they won't even let me. But he's also the you know what I mean, the savior is like, fuck him, I'll do it. Like, you know, it's going full Darvo mode.
Well, that's where I was trying to head to with the apology. That's where I was trying to go with, to try and get it sorted to some degree. So it don't...
Now, this is what I was going to say about Jamie originally, which I don't think I will anymore. I was going to say that is a smart take. And this is even these guys, even Jamie, right? Jamie will have people on who, like, domestic abuse has been on this panel, fucking slur after slur, the racism, the casual racism, the outright, you know, the replacement conspiracy theories, all that stuff. It's a platform for that. But even Jamie knows that this isn't what's good. Like, he can see what time of day it is. He knows he's not gonna come off looking great from this. He's already, like, you know, kind of mostly being ostracized essentially from sort of, like, I've seen a lot of other auditors talk about DP, and they don't like the way that he's operating. Like, it's obvious, isn't it, that this isn't what you want to be doing. Also, it has to be said, and this gets mentioned later on as well, and I do want to like say that about time people are saying stuff like this, but it's mentioned later on, what if she does do something to herself? What if, you know, like, are you sure you want to be, you know, they are trying to reach to DP at the moment in the most, like, neutral way possible, which is really stupid because you can't have neutrality in terms of, like, this guy is literally just a racist who is attacking a brown Muslim woman because she exists for no other reason.
Yeah,
it should be calling that out. You shouldn't be on here to sit here and lie about this person in the first place. But of course, you can here. But even these guys are offering pushback and saying, you don't really want this, mate. Like, or trying to get him to see it anyway. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make him think.
Maybe it's too late now because it now
ain't even that deep there. It sounds
exactly
way deeper than I even realised.
That's why. Exactly. But now to discuss it, but it won't be a meaningless apology. But if it'd come in with, well, you know, maybe it were a bad taste video. I'm sorry you were upset. That's easy, isn't it? And then it moves it on. But isn't it? It is easy, and it's right. It's right.
Did you hear that little fucking juvenile laugh there? He is Arrested Development entirely. DP, in my opinion, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not trying to, like, diagnose anyone, but he comes across, certainly in my, you know, non-medical opinion, as somebody that is very, very, very stunted in terms of their psychological development. Everything is like school ground type stuff, and it's like anything goes, and like it's vicious, it's nasty, because kids can be vicious and nasty, but it's especially dangerous when you put that in the body of a granddad. Ladies and gentlemen, this is somebody's grandfather.
And then I was thinking to start a conversation. I was trying to thinking.
Did she lose her job because of what
she's someone spent a response video earlier, that she put out, and she was crying that much. I was watching it, and I swear down, I wish I had a bottle under her eye.
Do you remember he said he wasn't watching any of the response videos?
Yeah, and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And how much he doesn't care.
He's not watching any of it. He doesn't know anything about it.
Crying that much, I was watching it, and I swear down, I wish I had a bottle under her eyes so I could have caught the tears, the lefty tears, caught them like that, bottled them.
G says,
absolutely sweet tasting tears, they would be. Big G,
What I will say,
So this is a woman who is saying that she was close to the edge. She also, in that video where she was crying, was expressing that, you know, these men clearly don't care if she and the other target, Shabnam, which is, you know, they go back and forth between Target and these two activists, you know, if they unalive themselves. She was talking in those terms. And on the back of Jason Arday, where we've seen that, like, you know, relentless online harassment of individuals for no other reason than they're black and they exist, or they're brown and they exist, or they're a woman and they exist. It's setting a dangerous precedent, and it's.
If Jamie's still here, or if he's not.
Hey, never mind. It doesn't.
Okay.
No, there ain't no there. Don't worry about it.
Sis, if she lost her job because
She hasn't lost it yet, but I think she's she's been suspended. I think, or some investigations going on. She's
That's through her own actions, bro. Come on.
Well, as you say, I don't know. All her charges have been dropped, and all. Right, just because she doesn't agree, she's only on protest. What has she done? What has she done? I don't know.
Man, they might shouldn't have sacked her, but on the other side, she'd be laughing if someone on the right got sacked from the NHS.
So this is it. He's not actually able to answer that, and that was actually quite a decent question from Jamie. Like even these guys being like, "Well, dude, this is way out of line. What are you doing?
What has she done?" That's the one he couldn't answer. Yeah, what has she done?
What has she done? And he's like,
It's not his argument, is it? Like I was saying right at the beginning of the spot, it's not his argument. The argument was between Marty and her, if anybody.
It's not an argument. It's a targeted campaign. But I see what you're saying about him just jumping on the bandwagon. I totally
Yeah. Nothing to do with him.
In the booting, because she's a brown Muslim woman that exists. She stands against what the Auditors stand for, and that is the sum total of it, isn't it? Essentially,
Supporting his mate, freaking Marty, 6'10" and for quite capable of punching women and on his own right, who doesn't need any support from DP.
Yeah, despite what.
Perfect. I
want to be very clear as well. So in this particular stream, not a stream, sorry, on this particular channel, we've Annie has been a topic of conversation before, and I believe that this particular bit comes up later, although I can't remember. But they were discussing Annie says and the assault that she had from Marty, and Jamie, pardon me, and DP and that want you to not believe your lying eyes, and they're running with the narrative that Annie struck first. No, Annie was a victim of assault twice before she struck back. She was elbowed. She was punched. He punched the phone out of her hand, and the footage that they show is the Roy footage that shows the little bit afterwards that's where you don't see him knocking that phone out of her hand and elbowing her. Like it's before she gets a mild kick up the bum from a smaller, older Muslim woman who is, you know, like defending herself, essentially trying to see off this attacker who's come over there to cause exactly what he did. A fight. Yep. He's a piece of shit. It's what he does. He does it regularly. He does it often. He gets shit-faced at protest, goes and kicks off, records it and cashes in. That's the Auditor way.
She would be laughing her head off. So why should I feel sorry for her? Fuck that.
I don't agree with cancel culture, to be fair, DP. But what I will say is this:
no, don't. But she would be laughing her head off, mate, the other way around.
She's going to be quite happy about it because now some immigrant could take her position,
and of course, you know,
what?
There's always a Jupiter or someone.
She can be happy about losing a job, so some immigrant can take her position. This woman's as twisted as any of them, isn't she?
Oh, Jupiter, she's one of the worst. Absolutely. Remember, we had that whole thing of Jupiter Watch. I don't know if I still have that.
Yeah, we did do that, didn't we?
Yeah, it's got like a whole background thing for it. It was really cool. But yeah, Jupiter. If you don't know, guys, she is a racist, a white supremacist.
Married to a black man.
Yeah, but she is still a supremacist. I mean, that's not. Yeah. Anyway,
how can I be racist? How can I be racist? I'm married to a black man. Well, I would offer everything you said in the last fucking 20 years. You know,
including including the framing of asylum seekers as illegal immigrants, which of course they're not. They're using their legal right to racist dog whistle. They have a right under the UCHR Article 2 to be able to claim asylum in this country. But also framing them as the enemy, framing them as a unique and dangerous threat to women and girls specifically. All of those tropes, all of the housing tropes, all of the society's problems can be blamed on asylum seekers and immigrants. And if we just get rid of them, it's fine. She's also very much uses the Nazi blood and Britan, and she literally says it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That was Nazi propaganda to the letter. That's blood and Britan thing. It was part of the whole
blood and soil
propaganda thing, wasn't it, at the time? The military expansion propaganda. It's literal Nazi speak. That's what these people are. So yeah, of course, a conversation about how DP probably should apologise to this woman for bullying her online in a vulnerable point in her life. While she's expressing that vulnerability, probably it just gets morphed because it is this panel into an immigration point.
I'd be quite happy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I think
all I did was, it's on the channel.
It's
a short on the channel with my face.
I'll play it if you want for context, but I don't think it'll help. It's
yeah, play it if you want. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, go and play it so we know what we're talking
I'll
about.
play Annie's. Where shall I play it? If you've got it on your channel, well, I'll have to play both.
Idiot, this girl, and I was just laughing with Marty one day.
Here we go.
Put it out, forgot about it, didn't even care, and I was just laughing with Marty one day. Oh, there you go, lad. What a fucking idiot this girl is. You know what I mean?
Like that, even he corrected himself. Then what an idiot this bitch. He's like, oh shit, they're telling me I should calm it down. I need to, even it's Freudian slips just reveal how deeply misogynistic this fucking individual is. He's got a thing for targeting women. We've seen it as well. Like
he's got Freudian skid marks in his undies. That fucker.
He fucking right, he does. Oh,
yeah. Is it a short? Yeah, I got it. And he says,
never had quite a good laugh. It's on my shorts. Yeah, it's the one with my picture of my face.
Oh dear.
I thought it was quite funny, to be fair.
I did not think it were going to have the reaction it's had, but I think it's because
he's a bully.
I don't know now because it's pointless. Yeah. I think Annie were more upset than you might have realised, and then she's just had enough. And I think it's a dangerous game because she's talking about what's going on in Palestine, and people are. It's been going on a long time, and people are very upset. Let's have a look. This is the
people are very upset, Dad, about genocide, and you know what they get a little bit ticked off when people try and bully other people to the point of no return online because they stand against the genocide, and that's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Oh wow, fucking.
I mean, it's typical DP, isn't it? Seeing a woman crying online and then go, I know what I can do. Fucking make that worse.
Absolutely, yeah. He was like, he's reveling in, like, I'm going to quote Annie says here. He would revel in the idea that they would do something to themselves. I believe that, like, because he's clearly reveling in her misery now. Like, it's just, it's terrible.
He would love it. They would fucking love it, all of them. They are that fucking twisted. But that's how it's become. And it's become so fucking bad. It's bringing out the worst in the worst. Bringing out the worst in the worst.
The worst in the worst. Right, bear with me just 1 second, Dad. I'm going to do the streamer thing because Crow Crag has very generously gifted another 5 membership. I'm telling you, save your money and send us pictures of penguins. Go to an aquarium or a zoo. Now, he said, screw the zoo. So, yeah, we appreciate him. We appreciate it.
Zoo.
So,
thank you so much, Crow Crag. Well, I don't know if you're a gentleman, but you're certainly a scholar.
There you go. Kazoom is a smelly lefty, as is Sarah Jane, as is based Scott Girl, and Mike from Newsmail Yorkshire. He's also a smelly lefty. Thank you for the support, Mike. We know you watch. We know you. We really appreciate it. We know you're ghosting. And while you're there ghosting, can you please hit the like button? It really, really helps us out. Whether you're watching on the double tap the screen, if you're watching on the vertical stream, and if you're watching on the horizontal one, that thumbs up, go for it.
Go on, Jamie, it won't hurt you.
It won't hurt you. And give it a share, guys. Go on, give it a share, give it a review. Do your thing, guys. So, yeah, thank you very much. Now let's get back to this now, because they're gonna, you know, this is all now his commentary on what's being
video that
so let's see.
caused Annie to be upset.
That's funny. She got triggered hard. Didn't even know.
I'm a race baiting grifter called Annie says. Oh yeah, listen to this mong here.
And there you go. That's so there is completely unchecked. No one challenges it on this panel or anywhere else. But he is calling a disabled woman an ableist slur because she's brown and because she exists. That's literally it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is.
Crying about us again.
I just got this. Crying about us. She's, how dare you cry when you're being targeted by Marty Blackburn, the piece of shit who got away with it?
It wasn't us either. When he says us, it wasn't us. It was Marty, not him, wasn't it? It wasn't him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Sticking his fucking nose in.
She wasn't doing anything out of the blue. She was just explaining, oh, look, there's this guy who's constantly targeting me, trying to pick and weaponize my most vulnerable moments, which is something that these men have formed for.
Yes.
That is from my ex-employers, who after 10 months.
Yesterday, I was in a really dark place, receiving that pack.
Just to clarify, right, this is a bit Inception in terms of like footage. So the first thing that you heard there was DP audits, right? So what you're watching is a short from DP audits that also contains a short from Annie Says about a short that she did that Marty did, like a tag along thing. So I'll try and
quite short. I just thought I'd throw that into the mix. I'm quite short myself.
Right, so yeah, I'll help. Let's do this now then. So Annie made a video in which she expressed vulnerability, humanity, and she was talking about the trouble that she was going through with having, you know, faced 6 different charges, being pushed by the police. Being pushed by the police, and then amounting to nothing. They went nowhere, like no further actions, no charges, no nothing like that. And the stress that's had on it. And then on top of that, she's had a previous employer try and go through, I assume, what is a tribunal or something like that, or some sort of disciplinary action.
Yeah, some sort of disciplinary review.
Now she's now employed by the Canary, and she's a journalist and stuff. And so that's. That was that video where you heard her talking about the tree, the pack and stuff. But next, we can't see because of the chat and everything else, but don't worry about it. There was an image of Marty Blackburn who took that video that she did and then created one where he was, essentially mocking her, really trying to rub it in, trying to just, push somebody while they're down, kick them while they're down, all that stuff. Typical auditor behavior, typical Marty behavior. And so she then, and by she I mean Annie Says, then did another video, which is the one that you're seeing now. That video is of her reacting to that and being like, look at this auditor doing X, Y, and Z to me and blah, blah, blah. And now with the final layer of this inception of videos, right? DP Audits took that video and then ran with it. And then put in his own bit, just to make sure that if she wasn't,
lost me.
Yeah, by the far right, then she is now for sure. Also, Dad, just a quick heads up. If I get disconnected again, what I recommend that you do, so we're not just playing this out without being able to pause it and do all that stuff, can you just remove it from the stage? So if you hover your mouse over where it's, where we are at the bottom left of the backstage, you can see my square, your square. Just remove it backstage, or you can press this button or something. Sorry, definitely not that one. The opposite one to that.
God.
This one.
And what? Remove your otherwise dead carcass from the screen.
Yeah, basically, not just me, but the other thing as well. Just because you won't be able to pause it and stuff.
Okay. Watch me. Okay.
Let's hit play.
A literal lump of a tree from the NHS saying that we're going to criminalize you for who you are and what you support. That was the straw that, because of my faith and the strength of my need to do my duty, I was okay a little while after. Now, Marty Blackburn is the same man who attacked me in Shabs.
Oh, you attacked them first. We all know it, and that's why Marty got off with it. Because you come round the back of me.
No, that is a lie that this channel keeps pushing. The footage
Liar.
is stay. In fact, shall we look at the footage and watch Annie being attacked twice before she responded after Marty Blagborough's drunken ass came over to start a fight with these women. Because
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do exactly that. And so let me get my YouTube in up. We'll keep this one here where it is. We'll get my other YouTube up. Here we go. My other tab. So that'll be an Annie Says video. She released one fairly recently. Or was it on a TikTok? But I'll just have a look.
No, John, maybe you're missing out the bit before, mate. They were like a pack of wild animals. Okay.
Yeah, apart from when, like, you know, it's weird, isn't it? How, like, they talking of missing out context.
How do you miss these bits? I mean, how do you only see bits when you see a video playing? I didn't see that. I saw that bit, but I didn't see that, and I saw that. But how does that happen?
I know, yeah. But to be fair though, Annie's phone was taken by the police, I believe, and Roy managed to get some footage out, but it didn't in that regards. Right, okay. I thought I'd
play this thing.
Still with. I will, but bear with me just 1 second. So I've got a really slow laptop at the moment. Everything's being a bit wankery at the minute, so bear with me, and I'm just going to grab that footage of it so that you can see that Annie, before she kicked thingy, was elbowed, was punched and elbowed by Marty. So I will not. Annie's fight footage. There we go. It was on her Instagram. Right.
I couldn't bring you the footage before because the police held on to my phone for over 8 months. Today we have showing of okay now, and then we're going to come back talk about.
I feel like I've done something wrong. I feel like I was playing with the speed of a video at one point, and now for some reason
You might have been, yeah, and you've turned into Donald Duck, for goodness sake.
But don't worry about it, Dad.
It's look at Marty's smug chops. So I haven't seen this one. I haven't seen this bit with Marty.
You have. Oh, wrong button. You have seen this. Yeah, but just we'll watch it
and make sure that it's amplified.
You are only one thing that I've said.
Remember, Roy, Oi Savile Roy, the same guy who would admit to go to Palestine protests and waving bananas at other protesters to enrage them, in some sort of like racially fucking implicit way. Like, there's no way it's not that. He's fucking weird.
This is Roy, who was actually there at the beginning of history.
Yeah, the same guy who was in both he worked for the IRA and the British Army, so he says.
That's it.
He's the same guy who said that. Do you remember when he was like, "Oh, that JOJ," because people on that panel were talking about us, and then he was like, "Oh, that JOJ character, this fucking far right idiot." He was like, "Yeah, I know him as well. Yeah, he was threatening me. He said he was going to do this, that, and the other." And I told him.
Oh, remember? Yeah, he hadn't said fuck all about him. I was there. If I had like, if I had a heart attack, he would have open heart surgery. Just to
he went to Tenerife. He went to 11 Reef. He's strange like that. But I spoke to him and I asked him. I was like, "Why, Roy? Did you say that I threatened you in some way? I barely know you. We've had like one conversation ever. What are you on about, you silly racist?" Right? And then he was like, I don't know what you're on about, mate. Nah, nah, news to me.
No, not me.
Forget bullshit. Like it's fucking mad. Anyways. He was there with Marty to go and cause some shit, to go and kick off at Annie and Shabnab and the other protesters that were there. That's what they're doing. They got drunk, they come down, they kick off. It's auditing live.
You know it, Annie. You know it. I was there. I was not in that company. Hi, Roy. Yeah, Roy.
That's it. I'll focus on mine.
And that's Annie, that's Annie attacking Marty with her phone. She obviously phoned him right in the hand. As you can see.
That is the first assault that that panel that we were just watching will deny.
What do you say now, Jamie?
Now let's have a look at the second assault before she kicked him up the bum.
Here you go, Ray.
Don't fucking touch me! Don't fucking touch me! Yeah, you think I'm a pussy?
I will do you straight in. He's already attacked her, and now he's saying, "I will do you straight in." Remember that although it looks like you could be stepping back and stuff, couldn't you? And like,
this is in a dangerous position here as well. He will hit women, and he'll hit them fucking hard as well. He doesn't care. Doesn't give a fuck.
He will, and with that, he's just struck out. Now, there's a second assault that's about
Yeah, of
to
course you're in shock, Jeremy. Yeah.
now, some of these
Oh,
people
dear, lad.
actually, maybe let's pretend that he didn't see this footage, even though everyone else, it's all there available. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no denying it. It's not like it's publicly available. But anyway, let's crack on, right? And then he's attacked her. Now, the footage that other people were reviewing and saying that Annie was attacked was the footage that came from racist Roy. I wonder why, to quote our good friend AK, the Starseed, I wonder why. I wonder why they didn't show these bits.
I wonder why.
They were there recording.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
And then, being the brave person that she is, all like 5 foot of her, or however talk this is something she said as well, right? All 5 foot of her, right? Literally against this 6 foot man. She is a Muslim woman who is targeted by this man who has already assaulted her twice at this point, is still standing up to him and trying to see him off, because that's what you do to bullies. That's what you're supposed to do. You stick up for yourself. And it's a shame that it's ended up in the situation it is, because now these people are continuing to berate her. They're continuing to pretend that she's a liar, that she wasn't assaulted, and all of that stuff. It's proper crazy. Yeah, all right. This is another really funny remix that I want to challenge at the moment.
Fucking record time.
One of these you did as well. So he had about 10 people coming at him. The police were on it, and they were all getting nicked. Now, here's the interesting thing. He had 10 people coming at him. What you're doing is you're selectively ignoring the part where they were completely away from him. And then this drunk man who who's clearly violent, has a history of violence, has made threats to these women, has said racial abuse to these women, got pissed out of his face, and then stomped over with another racist who waves bananas at other, Palestinian protesters and stuff, have approached them angry with their cameras out. They're seeing them off. They're standing up to the bullies. It's not 10 people chasing them. It was a community of people that said, we're not going to tolerate this abuse from you. And so they were seeing them off from their area, from their space, which you are more than allowed to do. It was more than reasonable to try and be like, no, hang on a minute, you need to leave here. There is nothing wrong with that. It was assault when he punched Annie Sayes' hand and knocked her phone out of her hand. It was assault when he elbowed Annie Sayes. It was defense when Annie was kicking him up the bum and trying to make sure and standing up for herself against bullying. And people need to learn the difference. Like, it's one thing selectively picking out, to build your own worldview around you. But when you try and tell the rest of us, or like Annie specifically, when you try and gaslight people and tell them that their reality is wrong, that's where you can be an idiot on your own terms. That's fine. Stop trying to deny reality just because you have a problem with reality.
I just want to add to John. He keeps saying that they're both as bad as each other. They're both as bad as each other. No, they're not, John. They're not.
This both sides thing. It's what's worse? Is it the brown?
The one up to his kneecap.
He was under attack, from this guy, or was it the guy who was attacking? It's the guy that was attacking this. It's the racist guy, obviously. What are you on about? What are you doing? Sorry, Dan.
No, it's all right.
The lack of any sort of critical thinking from any. If you want to believe this, then you will believe it regardless of anything. But it's important that we do this to get that narrative out there so we can understand. So to make sure that other people that are looking at this, that are, that don't understand the situation, they have the actual reality of what happened.
Okay. John also says, I must admit, when they marched the two ladies off to vans, they both had tears in their eyes. Is that, do you think that was because they're angry, John?
Or feeling any range of emotions because they've just been attacked by these two racist knobheads who are trying to record them and post them all over the internet. And they all got arrested for it. And then the police...
John, this is not a good look for you, mate. I'm telling you. Sorry. But, that's the truth of it. This is not a good look for you.
She's a brown Muslim woman. Of course you can't fucking depend on the Met Police. We've been through this, for fuck's sake.
So DP's a horrible bully who would bully someone to death.
Clear, Michael. Sorry, there's a mistaken identity in the thingy. John isn't that John. That's what we call cycling John, and he's a reasonable person to talk to every now and again. Although his opinion, his take on this one is pretty damn stupid. No, this is the thing, right? This is what we're trying to communicate to. This is what the idea, right? This is right for anyone watching this, right? This might make a good short, right? For anyone watching this, this is the problem when dealing with people who want a worldview to be a certain way. So they selectively pick out things that they say that they've seen, you know what I mean? And then they make out that that is how the situation occurred. What we just saw was a drunken Marty Blackburn going to an event he wasn't invited to, going to a place that he had no business being, specifically and directly to target and harass the women that were there, right? That's what we saw happen. Now, when they were seeing him off, he then assaulted her twice. It is not just as bad as each other. You're not saying what you saw, because what you're doing is you're not allowing for the chronological order of events that happened. You're selectively picking out events as and when they occurred. What you should do instead is look at the whole picture. They were just minding their own business, doing what they do as activists, right? And then these wanker streamers with nothing else better to do were drunk and came over to attack them, harass them, and berate them. And do you know what they did? They attacked them, harassed them, and berated them. It's not a two sides thing. It isn't. Like,
I mean, Annie and those people and all her mates, they don't turn up to those protests to argue with people that they're marching past. It's not what they're there for. They're there to make their voices heard, to try to stop a genocide, trying everything, the only thing they can do to stop a genocide. And big up for them for at least trying. But they're not there to, I mean, they didn't go there to attack people. I think you'll find that's the Marty and the rest of them that are doing that. They're causing, it's pure fucking auditor. It causes shit, clickety click.
It's literally their job. That's how they make money, is by going out and recording, creating incidents for them to record like that. That's what they do.
We kicked him, it was dark. He was only there 10 minutes. Stop lying, Annie.
And remember, we all know that footage exists. We know that Jamie follows Annie Says. We know that all these people, except for maybe Jupiter. She might not know Annie Says, to be honest with you. But everybody knows, including Marty, everybody knows that he assaulted this woman twice before she retaliated. And yet they still persist to push this narrative that she attacked them. It's a lie. It never happened.
You see that I've just marked from Marty put up there from Michael. Sorry about Michael. Marty off the train on his way home to confront Annie and her mate.
Pissed. Like he wanted to get. He literally, I forgot about that point. He got off of the train, went home drunk. Like he'd finished his day being an absolute gremlin around the streets, and then he thought, you know what? I'm on my way home. And then he realised that Annie Says was there, so he jumped off of the train specifically, intentionally, to go and cause this. He had no business being there whatsoever. He was the instigator. He started, and then he assaulted them. Like you really honestly can't make this stuff up. Had the remix of reality that the people that are like that love these racist content creators will go to, you know what I mean, to produce something that is absolutely not real but fits with their worldview, makes them comfortable, because otherwise they'd have to admit that they're spending time around these people that are abusing women and like assaulting them in the streets and all of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because this is the problem, isn't it? This is why people like, do you know what, I will credit where credit's due. Sort of semi-recently, there was like Society X was going through these phases where he understands that his platform is being hijacked from right under his nose by, you know, people that want to talk about extremist ideology, but they'll dress it up as just another. It's just a concern. It's just immigrants. Let's, you know, they don't count as people. Let's talk about them. And everything comes back to it. And I've seen him actively try and fight against that on his panel.
Yeah, but when it's so blatant, you get,
yeah, when it suits him occasionally. But it's really hard to forget sometimes that he's the man in charge, that he actually owns that panel, and that he could correct this information if he wanted. He could not platform racist bigots. He could, you know what I mean? It's not a struggle. You just
whatever draws them to his thing.
It's madness, isn't it? And he's like, I am a victim of my own self. I've been trying to, you know, steer it away from that, and we're not doing that tonight. And then it always ends up about that. But it behooves him. He has to pretend that he's, you know, at least fighting against it. And I don't think that he ideologically aligns with any of these people that he sits in conversation with, to be honest with you.
Well, they're his friends.
Well, yeah, for the most part, you know, there's a deeply parasocial community element to it, but there's also the networking. He's tapped into that pre-made audience. So if you want to go viral, you can, there is a pre-made audience of auditors and orbiter channels and things that, you know, people that frequent those spaces, that if you create one of them, you've automatically fallen into that. Then at least check you out. You know what I mean? There's like, it's this is why it's become it's an easy to repeat process. It's dangerous and it's exploded in terms of numbers of orders. Like at the last check, there was 200 and something odd that we knew of via Street Video Reviewer, who did a fairly in-depth search. Who, you know, I'm trusting the credibility of his work. That was an accurate number at that time, and that was like 6, 8, maybe even more months ago. You know, so like it's, you know, it's a really repeatable, dangerous genre, and it has a pre-made audience, and you have to appease that audience. If you say to somebody, right, I'm going to kick you off if you start calling asylum seekers illegal immigrants because it's a racist dog whistle and they're not illegal, they're using their rights, then the audience will start turning on you, and then you have less people watching. You've got to remember that everything's built up on the back of auditing in these spaces. It's even the, you know, specifically the audit in Stochastic Clubhouse.
He's the same man that the Metropolitan Police did not protect us from. Instead, they arrested us. This man has criminal...
See what we're on about earlier, Dukes? This is the video that got me thinking.
...convictions longer than my freaking arm. This man has...
Not that deep, though.
...been taken to court by several people in the movement up north. This man has put a target on my back. The only time I cry is when I cry for the Palestinians. I don't cry for me. It was my lowest time.
They've got such little EQ amongst them. It's all laughing, giggling, and acting like children at the back of a class. Shut up with your feelings and your emotions. I'm sorry to tell you, that is just, that's what humans
do. How dare you have emotions, yeah.
How dare you have empathy and EQ and stuff and feel things for other people.
What are you doing, Kerry?
Fucking mad.
He saw that I was vulnerable, that one little push could take me over. And
so she's saying there that he saw that one little push could take me over, which means that she herself is saying that she was one little push away, right? This is the video that DP's reacting to. It's my personal opinion that this particular, even when DP was being targeted, right, I made it, because I've said all sorts of things about DP, things that I will defend to the hilt, and but there have been times where I've seen DP. Two things can be true at once. He can be, of course, a horrible racist content creator that's only doing damage to society, and you know, nothing good is coming of it. That is true, obviously. You know, he's a bully and everything else. On the other side of it, he was also a victim of AY audits during that campaign of bullying against him, forcing him to admit his history of arrests, of domestic violence, and, you know, nicknaming him ferret, dehumanizing him. He wouldn't even refer to him by name at any point. Paul Dunbar was undeniably AY's victim from the start, all the way to the point where he had no choice, really, in his own sort of way, I guess, to defend, you know, in order to defend him, you know, himself as a man, because this guy was threatening to turn up at his house, essentially. And if you're not coming down those stairs, I'll go up, which means to his door. So he had to go out in the streets and he had to try and defend himself. And he did end up crying on the floor on his back, saying, stop hitting me.
Stop hitting me.
You know what I mean? Like that being said. Yeah. Yeah. You know, different things can be true.
A good fight.
At the time, we weren't trying to rub it in and be like, you're the victim. I even had a conversation with DP, and even after he's the terrible things he's done, you know, like the AI stuff about my deceased fiance and things like that, all of that stuff to one side, like all that horrible, crazy stuff, I could still empathize and, you know,
never forgive him for that. Or you, Jamie. I know.
Yeah, and it isn't me trying to say that I'm better than anyone else. I'm just trying to say that there is something within most people, like myself, anecdotally and broadly, you know, everybody mostly has, you know, some degree of empathy, except for some of these people. It's fucking scary.
Yeah.
He mocked it. He laughed. He would revel in me unaliving myself, Shabs unaliving ourselves. He's pushed us both to the point that we are so high.
So it gets, is this more? There's more.
Yeah, this is all theatrics. So
thank you. So that's why I come in with the apology and the moving on and that, because it's getting, and then people are picking up on this as well.
Of all the people in this auditor movement, right, and all of the voices, again, credit where credit's due. He is literally like, that is sage advice. Like, you know what I mean? That's a rare find from these sort of communities. That is solid advice. Some advice that he should take. Do you think he will, Dad?
Well, listen on.
Scared. He's put such a target on our backs. You have no idea what he's done to us. And me and Shaz have to just deal with it, and we're not protected, and he keeps going, and he keeps going, and he keeps going.
No. They attacked Marty. I remember that video. They walked up to Marty and they started booting him, so she got arrested for it. And that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another lie that isn't going to be.
He'll lie on other people's behalf. He hasn't got a fucking straight thing in him. There's nothing.
The victim is the attacker. The attacker is the victim. Reality doesn't matter to these people, to these far right groups and places and networks.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, News Now Yorkshire.
Thank you very much, News Now Yorkshire.
She's lost her job. She's a Billy bullshitter. Lefty tears. Wow, I've lost my job. Yeah, right. If it was the other way around, you'd make us lose a job. What about when Marty was doing the homeless work? Yeah.
If it was the other way around, do you know? I can't think of any instance whereby it's like a left-wing person has gone out, attacked somebody, drunk. They've stopped. They've jumped off a train for no good reason. They were on their way home, realised that person that they target and harass was there. So they've had a drunken idea. We'll get off that train. We'll go and harass and target that person. It ended up with them assaulting that person twice. And then this whole thing. If it was the other way around, you'd be laughing your arse out. It's like. It doesn't go the other way around like that. What are you talking about? Like, it's not this imagined situation that you've created in your head that isn't real, not even slightly, is literally like, how are you going to then try and apply that to, well, what about this and what about that? It's just pure whataboutism, gish galloping bollocks. It's these fucking logical fallacies that they employ to try and obfuscate from what actually happened. These people are outright lying to you. We saw the footage, didn't we? Where Annie was assaulted twice, and yet here they are lying about that. And is anybody at all being like, oh my god, do you know what? There's footage out now that shows that Marty assaulted this lady twice before she retaliated after he got off the train specifically to attack her. You know what I mean? Like, it's
about that, Jamie.
About my coverage for that and about all this stuff, and for who are the people that you stood next to, crawling over with social services, fucking. All these domestic incidents, DP's arrest for that, for domestic incidents, the sending rape threats, all this stuff, and they just pretend like it doesn't happen, and they pretend that everybody else is the issue, and they selectively pull out information as and when it suits their needs and their agenda.
And this thing about you are known by the company you keep, it's a truism, you can laugh, but it's an absolute truism. People judge you by the company you keep all the time. So,
who was caught trying to get him not be able to feed the homeless and lead out of spite? Probably people like you, Annie.
Probably trying to attribute that to him.
Yes. I was going to say, the word there is probably people like it. So it wasn't Annie. Well, if it was, nobody knows. Nobody knows. To be honest, I don't think anyone knows who did whatever it was. But, I mean, probably, it was probably somebody like you, Annie. That makes his argument okay, does it?
Yeah, he's allowed to target this one.
Doing that.
The victim was the attacker.
Yeah, struggled a bit putting that into words then, but yeah.
All of that. It's terrible, isn't it? It's just, and it's, it's not surprising.
You're a disgrace. All you do is race bait. I've never seen you have a debate once in your life. Why have you never had a debate once in your life? Because you're thick as toffee. You can't attack the person. You can only...
He hasn't had a debate. No one will let him on his panels.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I had that thing. I debated Britain's most racist auditor because he followed me up onto an unrelated, other panel that we just happened to both know the creator. So I popped up on there to have a weed conversation about, with the medical users of cannabis that we're talking about their experiences and stuff. And then he followed me on there, and it ended up turning into this conversation. The thing is with DP, he thinks what debate is that he gets to stand there, just say loads of racist stuff. Do his own sort of scoreboard, if you will, and be like, aha, yeah, I told you, yeah, fuck you, yeah, whatever. And then say loads of horrible, nasty shit. And then that's it. That's what debate is to him.
Yeah. Like I said before, he just takes a deep breath and just runs on with bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, all in one go until he runs out of fucking breath, turns blue, falls on his ass, puts in a claim.
Some security worker pushes in there. You know what I mean? It's... Yeah, that's what he thinks debate is. He thinks auditing is like a form of debate, like it's a form of political activism now. And it kind of is, but not in the way that opens up discussion. It literally just, I mean, like we saw with the Institute for Strategic Dialogue when they were featuring in that conversation it was a documentary from Channel 4 that was framed around AWA and other auditors and stuff. They called them the disciples of Tommy Robinson, which was accurately named. Discussing them there, they were putting these, these people as a driving force behind the rise of hate crimes and stuff. That's what they're doing. And let's listen to more of this.
Tap the argument. I'm glad you've been sacked. You deserve everything you get. You sit online talking about everyone being racist, race baiters, grifters, or you.
Not everyone, just the race baiters and grifters. Why do they do that? You call everyone a Nazi. No, just the Nazis. It's, you can define this with, neo-Nazi has like a definition. There's, like words mean things. Like, you know what I mean? It's not just out of the blue. It's like someone calls him a Nazi or a race grifter, or a grifter or whatever, and he's like, oh, I see, you called everyone that. No, it's you. And if they do that and they apply it to everyone, they don't ever have to do any self-reflection.
Do the exact same thing yourself. The only content you've got is slagging people like us off because you're thick as toffee again. Absolutely nothing to you. So I'm glad you've lost your job. Leftist ideology in the...
Bearing in mind...
Leftist ideology. We'll get to this in a few seconds.
Yeah, bearing in mind...
Dickhead.
Journalist. Like, she works for the Canary and stuff. Like, he's like, oh, you're a thicko, you're this, that, and the other. Bro, she does this stuff for a living.
She's a journalist, what he wants to be.
What he's trying to say is...
He might be.
I hate you because you're a brown Muslim woman and you have different political views than I do.
NHS is destroying us and in the rest of the civil service. So, boo!
And we did this last time as well. The NHS is left-wing.
I can't believe he said that. Fucking hell. NHS, leftism is destroying the NHS. The NHS was formed from fucking leftism. I mean, it's a leftist thing.
Yes, it's a free access for everybody, no matter who you are on the point of arrival at the NHS. You get access to free
That's him leftist thing.
Model. It's a socialism. It's literally by the
socialism, fucking one of socialism's finest achievements. Fuck me.
It literally it's ridiculous to say that the NHS is
literally did away with diseases. That's what it did. It did away with things like polio and fucking rickets and shit. Absolutely, it's been a literal godsend if you're religious, but it's been an amazing thing, and it's a leftist thing, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely, and It's an incredible thing. It's just it's a very, very, very stupid thing to say. That
fucking idiot.
Yeah, like it's like, come on, man.
Every time he opens his mouth, something fucking stupid comes out.
It's so very politically illiterate that it's painful. Like, I honestly don't understand how anyone can be this confident about politics, and yet
that's because he's learned all his politics on the streets of fucking fellow right-wing knobsters. That's where they've come from. Yes.
100%. Hello, Humble. Hope you're well. Yeah, Annie says.
Good man. You won't. You won't regret it. I don't think she's a brave little woman.
Oh, Ronnie, go close your else. Oh, for you.
Remember, before he made a nose like a fucking crack-smoking goat, he was literally saying, she was saying about this other he's reacting to a video where she was more or less admitting that she was one push away from the edge.
Yeah, that's his result. That's his reaction.
Now listen
horrible man.
Now, this is the updated bit. This is the juicier bit, right? So we've already been through all of that stuff. We just wanted to see the reaction and how the panel operates and that. So for more context, this is where from here onwards is the sort of more updated stuff. This is his response to some of we saw videos by Bouncer. Annie Says has been putting her own input in as well. She's been doing some research on DP audits and finding out who he is and his background and stuff. And so, yeah, we're starting to this has had quite an impact. And so now we're going to see what the response is to all of that from DP. This is the first time he's spoken about this, essentially, because obviously you can't get on anyone else's panel, so he has to go to the Stochastic Clubhouse to talk about it. Remember before he was saying like, "Oh, they won't let me up their paddles." Oh, it's like, yeah, but it's okay because he can hear. All racists of all shades are welcome here.
Anyone who falls for
I don't think he's done not wrong in that video. Actually, watching it back, he hadn't actually crossed it. He hadn't done not abusive in that video.
No.
There you go.
What about calling a disabled woman? Sorry, I started eating my pear. What about calling a disabled woman an ableist slur within the first 5 seconds of the video? Does that not seem like anything that was too bad? What about reviewing the video where she says that she was close to the edge, essentially, and just one push away, and then here's DP pushing? Is that not too much, Jamie?
Oh, you haven't.
So
no,
it's the
she's looking and bring CP up and what she did when she started. I can bring that up in the next video if she wants and tell the public about that. How she's bullied a disabled girl for months, loving going viral off it. Yeah, we were.
Oh, okay. He's anti-ableism when it suddenly suits him, and then he's wrongly. These people do this all the time. He'll call her a racist, but he's a racist. He'll use disability slurs, to describe people with disabilities, right? The actual real people. He literally called her a slur.
Take care, Crow Craig. Sorry, Crow Craig's leaving.
Actually, yeah. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Crow Craig's leaving. He's saying apologies. Yes, you take care, Crow Craig. We'll see you soon. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your thing and the music. Ding, 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 ding. Olé. How about that?
Hey, look at that. Hey, so this is awesome, right? Humble Arsehole has been in here since 3 minutes ago. This comment was 3 minutes ago. Doesn't know what's going on. I followed her on Insta, catching up, right? That's what they're saying. They're catching up, right? Oh my God, Annie says I follow her on Insta. So then they've gone and done, in 3 minutes, they've gone and done some research and discovered that she was attacked. Like, this is what all these people on here are failing to do. They don't care because it fits with their worldview. It fits with their agenda. It fits with what the platform is.
Yeah.
It fits with,
Well, yeah. How come this one person can spend a minute looking and find that they attacked her, and these guys still won't admit it. Won't admit that that's what they see. Fucking unbelievable. Put you all in, as I said before, you will be known by you will be known by the company you keep, and it's not looking good for fucking any of you. You've all gone down a step. Certainly in my estimation.
But see, like we've got memberships things, for example, right? We're sort of halfway monetized channel, quote unquote, but we've got a responsibility that what we're doing isn't platforming specific people and ideas and ideologies without offering the adequate amount of pushback that it requires. In my case, it's ridicule. Right? That's how I get away with being able to platform stuff, because it's being ridiculed and it's being, I'm pulling those ideas apart and that narrative apart. And so there are ways in which you can get around it, but the way in which it's being handled here is just so passive, and so it's enabling. And it's creating an environment whereby violence and things are much more likely to happen. So now they've painted Annie out as this violent person who's attacked, all that, and they've managed to desensitize everybody enough to this woman's tears. So at the end of it, they've gone like, well, she's not even like, it doesn't matter, does it? Even though she says that, it's not like you said anything terrible, DP. You didn't do anything wrong. They'll justify those actions and they'll sugarcoat them, and they'll create this environment whereby Annie doesn't mean anything to anyone anymore. And she's the enemy, of course, obviously, because, she's a brown Muslim woman. And it's just creating an environment whereby bad things are going to happen. And stochastic violence, I just want to say as well that, it might be in a slightly different area of it, but it doesn't just, when you create an environment where there's constantly framing of a particular type of person, specifically in an example I'm giving now of a racist one, right? So if you're constantly framing a certain group of people to be a certain type of enemy because they fit a certain profile, if that's constantly being said, even if you're trying to offer minimal pushback, but it's constantly being pushed out and that's the narrative, people are going to pick up on that. People are going to react to that. It's going to radicalize people. It's not direct incitement, but you're creating the environment whereby violence is likely. But when you start doing it at an individual, it not only does it increase the chances of the likelihood that violence will occur to that individual or to somebody else, by somebody else trying to defend them or whatever, but also that the individual might even hurt themselves. And she was saying in there, and Annie is brave, and I adore her too, and I'm grateful that she shared her experiences like this, so that we can all see and all learn from it. Because even in her most upset moment, she's still getting a W because she's still just exposing what these people are like. Yeah. So like she's absolutely awesome, and
so she hasn't shut up as they kind of gambling that she will, and she hasn't. So, and she's gained more support, and I'm really pleased. I hope it's been an overall fucking positive for her by now. She realizes she's not on her own.
Absolutely, and so this is the issue that we have here now is that we have this person who isn't backing down. That we have this whole machine over here. This is tier 5. When we talk about the structure of the far right, okay, and it's going to get a bit boring just only for like a little bit. You've got your tier 1, your establishment figures, your far right. All these people seem to be working in different directions, for their own agendas and their own benefit, which is true, of course, but they all work together in a structure that makes the far right. Without this structure, they all depend on each other and their various roles, and without that, they wouldn't be able to exist in the modern time as they do. And DP, Society X, all these people, they all exist within tier 5. Now that's a very large cohort of people who are very media savvy, who understand how to employ social media and things like that to their benefit, how to redirect, misdirect, and they're not afraid of like brigading and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of like that. They're not. Do you know what? We've even had like these people will go to such extreme lengths. They'll start showing like like your deceased fiance's show on their streams and stuff. I mean, that's a personal anecdote about people that are that are on panels now and stuff. Like it's like these people they exist in this sort of like.
Oh, Jamie, you're still here. I was looking at you. Yeah, while he was saying that.
Yeah, all this stuff. It's a machine. This whole grouping. It's not easy to come against. And so when Annie was talking to people, someone was going, "Oh, it's just far right bots." And I saw a video that she did. It was like, "Look, yeah, sure, far right bots exist. Loads of them exist. They bulk up, quite a number of the audience of this stuff. Like it's a whole thing. There's lots of research into it. We know that that's a real thing. But tier 5 is made up of real people. Tier 5 is made up of a quite a large cohort because it's easy to repeat. There's a ready-made audience for it. It's the whole thing's out. This is what makes it dangerous and why it's a problem in society, and why the Institute for Strategic Dialogue put these people as a driving force behind the rise in hate crimes and things. It's impossible to fight sometimes. You can be regardless of your size of creator and how much insulation you have. These people will target anyone and everyone. Literally anyone and everyone, anyone offering dissent, anyone offering criticism or anything like that, they'll target them relentlessly. There's a tactic behind it. They've honed their skills and they're good at it. They're good at like the berating, the targeted abuse, the fucking all of it. It's a campaign that they all engage in some way or another, and everyone plays a different role. And so she's going up against that thing at the moment, and it's heavy. It's hard as fuck. Like it's properly difficult. Like so I really do sympathise with her, to a huge extent. But and I'm really happy that she's highlighting the actual people that are involved in this, the DP audits, the Marty Blackbridge, the other auditors, and we're going to continue to do our bit alongside that while showing solidarity with her. And I think you misunderstood what tier 5 means, Jamie. So tier 5 is there's a structure of the far right. I'm writing a thing about it, and hopefully I'm finishing it tonight as it happens. I've got a little writing group planned. I'm going to sit down and the ACOB family. We're going to get this stuff worked out. There'll be got some interviews and stuff planned for it, and it's going to be.
You might get a badge this time, Jamie.
I'm not surprised you didn't understand the concept of the 5 tiers of the far right and the structure and how they all interdepend on each other and everything else. ChatGPT, more projection from Jamie again.
I don't think you can enter papers that have been done with ChatGPT.
I love it when people in the chat do that stuff. When they project.
I don't think you can enter papers that have been created with ChatGPT, Jamie. You have to prove it's your own work. Nice try.
But not just that. It doesn't matter about that. I mean, because you can try. I mean, we saw Matt GPT, didn't we? Matt Goodwin trying to pass off a book as his own work and everything else. All of that stuff. But no, a lot of effort and dedication goes into behind the scenes with a lot of different people, like a network of people, the ACOB family, and it's absolutely fantastic. But the ChatGPT stuff is funny because there was other creators that were saying it. Do you remember when Mr. Inbetweeners was like, "Oh, you guys always use ChatGPT," and then as of late, like, I think it was like just a couple of days ago, we were showing it as well, where he's posting like, "By the way, I use ChatGPT to make everything. I don't even think for myself anymore." Those were the words he used. I don't even think for myself anymore. And then the other
He
person
said that as well, didn't he?
yeah, this other person in the chat is like fucking like,
I don't even think for myself anymore.
like had a midlife crisis essentially. He was like, right, I've been speaking with AI about my shows, and it's saying that, you know, like it's saying, you know, we've got to be careful here, guys. We've got to appease the AI. Like, it's funny how they project like that. Anyway, back to the
Remember, hypocrite. Remember, that's how her career started on TikTok. I mean, she's not innocent in any way.
Yeah, that's
she loved it.
Yeah, that's right. No, it wasn't right. She wasn't harassing a disabled woman or anything. That wasn't the case at all. She was being hounded by somebody that was radicalized through these platforms. Somebody that started off just wanting a community and wanting a thing, and then ended up being outside of asylum-seeking facilities, go around the back and telling random black people that she saw to fuck off back to Nigeria. That's so Annie says, as an activist, has been targeted by this person. Why do they just agree with this? Like, history didn't happen. Like, these things aren't provably and visibly, like, they happened. Like, there's a chronology, like, they just deny reality. Yeah, that's right. No, that's wrong.
Remember, she was trying to find CP at every protest, chasing her around, terrorising her.
Another lie.
Like, we filmed the protest, but I don't remember any of us specifically targeting.
That's another lie. He doesn't film the protest. That's another lie. He's an active member of the protest. He's a participant. He is a far-right activist. What the evidence that CP was harassing Annie Says long before Annie Says harassed? Like, I can't wait to see the evidence. Bro, like, you were there. What are you talking about? What is it with these remixes of reality? Fucking hell.
If the same person keeps attacking you, then obviously they end up on film. But Annie was specifically started it. Seen she went viral off the ET videos and then was chasing around for ages.
I don't agree with the ET stuff. I gotta say, I don't think that she should have labelled him right. She should have just used her full name and just done whatever. You know what I mean? Just used their actual name. Take away their moniker because they don't need it or deserve it. They hide behind it. Use their actual name. Address them as they are. And like, yeah, they just like, oh my god, this. I'll let it play.
That's your own drama you've caused, right? She loves a bit of drama. I mean,
she was crying.
She weren't a nurse.
I don't know what her job is. I don't know. She maybe just needs his
probably
social media break. It gets rough.
I wouldn't.
What did he say then?
She maybe just needs his
probably
social media break.
Probably a diversity manager or something. Just slipping it in. No one else on the panel would have picked that up, obviously. Yeah, probably a diversity manager. Why? Why probably that? Because she's a brown woman.
Yeah, probably.
It gets rough.
I wouldn't go at her again though, DP, because all you need is for her to do something silly and then blame it on you. You know,
bad optics and if she's struggling,
It's if Annie Says was to hurt herself, it would be bad optics. It would be bad optics, guys. If Annie Says hurts herself,
bad optics, Jamie.
Not good for DP. No, it wouldn't look. It'd be bad optics, you know. It would be bad optics. How callous and indifferent to a person's living suffering to the point where they're saying they're one push away from being not living. Have you got to be where you say, yeah, that'd be bad optics, that. Right? It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Fucking bad optics.
Don't want to be seen as the one to be. But if someone is struggling, you don't want to be the one to go in on them when they're struggling. It's not.
Oh, how many videos?
It's bad optics. It's bad optics, guys. You don't want to be the one that's going in on them. You know, it can't be you, because then it'll look bad. It's bad optics, guys.
I'm having to have a hot Vimto to deal with this.
Do it.
Yeah, she and her little mate's done since then about me. Probably about fucking 5 or to 10 or something.
Probably.
Yeah, ain't that hurt? Otherwise
probably.
Fake numbers.
Probably. He doesn't know anything. But probably.
Yeah, he has no idea, so he's guessed. Probably 5. Well, because he's thinking on his feet.
Because he can't say anything.
5, 10, The only person I can think of does like that is fucking Trump.
He has to. He knows now that he can't justify what he said, you know, like that. So he's trying to like do it. Well, after the fact, she did X, Y, and Z, so I'm the victim, really. You know what I mean? So maybe, you know, maybe it's not that. And then they do this thing because it's this channel. It's easy to do it here. Just both sides it. Well, you know, both as bad as each other. What can I say? Well, she went at Marty after Marty attacked her twice, and then we all denied it, and no one admitted the truth at all. And then with this clear footage of him anyway. Anyway, let's carry on.
Yeah. But if people are
It's
picking
all a
up on
fucking
it
game,
and everything, exactly. but it's just,
It's not.
Do you know why I think that like this is? Do you know what I think it is? I think it's more so like because Annie Says has been actively asking like Muslim men to come to these events to defend her from these people. Like, do you know what I mean? I think that's what it is. I think that people are starting to realize that, you know, once you start to really severely attack a community, at some point they're going to respond in kind. And I'm not saying that they're going to like attack anyone. I'm saying that they're going to defend themselves more than they have. And Annie Says has done a great job of defending herself from this, but obviously she's still been assaulted. She's still being targeted, and it's going on to this day. It's fucking crazy.
And nobody cares.
Really out this morning.
If you're based, you don't care, apparently.
Oh yeah, of course. And again, and by the way, the person that said this is bad optics is in the chat right now. Right? Do they have any? And you can't accuse us of not putting it in context or not doing any of that. Is there any response of that? How are you that callous and indifferent to a person's suffering? How is it possible? And then now you've gone quiet. Before it's only a laugh, it's chill out, you know, comments back to back, all in the same minute. And then, you know, as soon as we hear you say, well, I can't be bad optics, like, you recognise bad optics at least, and that's probably why you're not, you know, trying to challenge this. But whatever, you know, it is what it is. Where's the response for that? You know what I mean? Oh, it's not just on tier 5, it's about the whole tier and the structure. And I'm not going to say who, because, you know, we still need to organise it, but I've had a really cool platform that's like, you know, I managed to get, somehow being lucky, I ended up in the same space as them, and then we ended up chatting, and there's a whole thing to go with this. So I'm going to be writing the paper. There'll be a living resource, a website and everything. And unlike other these grifters, you won't have to pay a penny for it. But yeah, there's all this stuff going on. Like, so yeah, we've got loads of cool stuff. It's about all of the tiers, and tier 5 specifically is going to be a very interesting cohort, especially if you're in and within this ecosystem here.
Yeah, Humble's back. Welcome back. Oh, Humble's caught up. Go on, Humble.
Nice. Good.
Sit down. You must be out of breath. Take it easy. Put your feet up. Have a hot Vimto like me. Ooh.
It's not a game of fucking snakes and ladders.
I don't really pay attention to any of them anyway, really.
And there we go. We finally got a response from Jamie. Remember, the last thing we said was, do you have a response to, you know, being that callous and indifferent?
Wait 20 minutes for Eco. No idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, bingo. They've got this thing where they're like, basically, you know, when you're dealing with far-right racists and that, and they've noticed that sometimes you use the same words like racist, bigot, stochastic, or ecosystem.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. You're playing bingo, James.
We have a similar bingo.
So sweet. But that's fine. You do your thing,
on your panel. Fucking hell. I wonder how long
you think, Jamie.
Days, I imagine. But that's the response. So he was very callous and indifferent, right? Remember all this thing here where it's like, you know, all of this stuff, right? We heard this person in the chat. I was on the stream here. That's the X that you can see, right? Saying that if this person were to kill themselves, that it would be bad optics. Any response to that? Lol. Right? And now this is that some people are like, like, you know, these platforms, they're not dangerous, they're not anything like that. This is an incredibly dangerous stochastic clubhouse where all of these incredibly dangerous individuals, just like this, who don't care about human suffering in any way, shape, or form, are laughing about it. At least we can laugh, right? There's no self-reflection. There's no understanding of the impact of what they're doing. I don't think he really actually gets it, although maybe, I mean, he is a bit more intelligent than that. I will give him some credit. You know, he should know exactly what's happening around him. He's not that. There you go, Dad. So, like, here we see, like, you know, this, at least we can laugh, you know.
Yeah, I'm back.
Bad optics of Annie Say's unaliving herself because of the relentless harassment that she's been engaged with by the auditing community, that he backs up platforms and justifies actions for, as we're seeing there. At least we can laugh.
Yeah. You're wrong, and Jamie, you've become a wrong un as you've got older and older, and time's gone on. The more you rub shoulders with those people, you've become one.
It's just yeah.
I remember then when she filmed Louis, didn't she? She says, "Oh, where's your girlfriend? Where's CP?" Do you remember that one? Belter. Is again, I'm not her boyfriend. No, she's not.
I've got a problem with the filming. Yeah, my only problem is, like I said to you before, you're a hypocrite, man.
My only problem
That's
is
the one thing I hate is the hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy of an existing and being brown and Muslim and a woman. How dare you do that?
The hypocrisy. Go on.
See, man. Fucking going on at people and that. You're as fucking bad as anyone else. Shut up. You know what I mean?
She's as bad as anyone else.
Oh, dear.
Oh, they're going to paint me as a racist, but it's fine anyway. I identify as based these days.
You are a racist. I want to hear how
He identifies as based.
Oh, they're going to paint me as a racist, but it's fine anyway. I identify.
Is that the same usage of the word based, like based Welshman, Hugh Thorne?
That's it.
Yeah, in the same way that he was based.
Yeah.
And they just mean racist.
Yep.
They don't understand these words. They don't understand what these words mean. They don't know.
Racist.
They don't understand the history of them, the terminology, any of it. They don't get it, so it doesn't apply to them. They're essentially weaponizing their own stupidity, and it's damaging society.
If I was based these days, thanks. That's my new pronoun. You know what I mean?
Just that's my new pronoun. Just casually. If you didn't think he was a bigot, he's also a bit of he's also a fucking. He's also a transphobe as well, obviously. Just throwing it in about pronouns and stuff. Just get it, because that's what you do on this platform. That's what these guys do. That's what Tier 5 does. And God, I feel so sorry for Annie. Fair dues to her for standing up against this onslaught of fucking from Tier 5.
I doubt she's had to come up against anything like this in her life.
No, no one else has though. This is a new phenomenon. People haven't had to deal with this shit. That's why it's a problem now, because the system's slow to respond. You know what I mean? You've got to wait for some serious things to happen first. Like we had to wait for E. Dobbins, that pervert, to be wearing fucking meta glasses before we got him banned from pubs.
Oh, hang on. Nottingham got it coming through somewhere like Nottingham Council, somewhere I can't remember where it is. They've given 2 auditors dispersal orders for filming, just for filming. I can't remember where it was. Was it Newcastle? No. I can't remember where it fucking was. Anyway, it seems like they're talking about bylaws and stuff now to stop them from showing the the sleazy side of town like they have been doing, these other auditors.
Newcastle. Well, I hope that other cities.
Newcastle, Gillian, thank you so much. Newcastle. Yeah. So they've been handed dispersals just for filming there. So let's hope it's a thing. Let's hope they get squeezed out, and there's only good things to report on. That'd be a fucking shock, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Like, I don't get me wrong, but it's dangerous as well, because I'm not saying that you can't film in public space. I'm saying that these people are weaponizing our right to do that, the Pinnock principle, and they've done so in the most far right, ideologically driven way that is going to cost the rest of us our rights. Like losing the abilities to sit-ins and things through the Vagrancy Act being repealed and replaced, and all these various different measures that they're going to use to be able to make trespass criminal and stuff. Like it's the backbone of auditing as it is right now. And so, like, God, I'm such a shame. It started out so cool. Like, it was about holding overstepping powers to account. The police ain't going to tell us what to do, and we'll fucking the public community will come together, and if we can't get a complaint through, then at least we can show the world what they're like. And then it got monetized, and then it became a fad, and then it became
and the grifters saw it and went, I'm having some of that.
Yeah. And then it became this easy to repeat process where you could just damage society fucking all week long.
Hey, it's all a laugh, innit? She'll fucking do loads of videos, get some ad revenue, it's sound. She'll want some money out of it. She's welcome.
Because that's how he sees this whole thing.
She's welcome. Yeah, he's just done her a favour, hasn't he?
Yeah, by abusing her, he's done her a favour. Calling her slurs and everything else.
She's welcome.
Nah.
what I think matters, but I don't think you done anything wrong. She did start. It wasn't them attacking her; it was her and the other one attacking Marty. So
yeah,
everyone seemed to put.
Oh, they've gone back and forth for ages. She's claiming innocent.
Slow it. Go back a little bit. Can you go back a few seconds?
We'll go back then.
But I don't think
When she just said it was okay, it's all okay because she attacked Marty. That's where Jamie agrees, and he goes, yeah. So
I
this
mean-
is, you know, so he's in full agreement, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they know this is false, right? So they know that that's not the truth. This is a lie that they are all between them perpetrating. They're doing this. So
Caught
that
you, Jamie.
it's just it's so fucking sly. I'm just amazed that people aren't seeing more of it, like how they don't see the mask slips. And when asked as well, like, you know, what do you think about you know, like, have you got any response to, you know, how do you reconcile saying that, like, you're not part of this crowd and you're not part of this problem and you're not dangerous and everything, whilst also saying that if a person was to kill themselves, like, oh, it'd be bad optics and stuff, and acting like you're not contributing. It's like, at least we can laugh and lol.
Yeah.
Like, God, there's no compassion, there's no humanity anymore. Like, StreamYard strips it out of people, I'm thinking. And I don't know. Hopefully, we don't live long enough to be the villains. But no, these YouTube things they'll do some things to you. You could be a fairly sort of like lefty, middle ground, sort of like, you know, libertarian, even, you know what I mean, sort of that area. And then the second you get on YouTube, it's like, oh, well, where's the money? Down the right wing road.
Yeah.
The fastest, easiest way of doing it.
So to earn some money out of it. She's welcome.
Now, listen carefully.
I don't think you've done anything wrong.
Nah.
What I think matters, but I don't think you've done anything wrong. She did start. It wasn't them attacking her; it was her and the other one attacking Marty. So
yeah,
everyone seemed to put.
Oh, they've gone back and forth for ages. She's claiming innocence, trying to manipulate her audience, not telling the truth. That annoys me as well.
Attacking Marty. Yeah.
Marty will tell you.
Yeah, literally. And then
Yes,
moving straight on
Jamie.
to, like, they're manipulating their audience. All of them know. Maybe not dupes, because that might be the first time she's seen any of that stuff. But,
That narrative going, Jamie.
yeah, all of them, 3 of the 4 there at least, know for a fact. In fact, Jamie, like, you know, him and Marty hang out sometimes, like, you know what I mean? Like, and
Oh, they're mates. Yeah, yeah.
they know what's happened, and they're literally like all part of this whole ecosystem behind the scenes, all part of Tier 5, and they're not even remotely like fucking like, how do I say it now? They're not even remotely neutral, but they try and play this ground as though they are. You're not. Like, you are complicit within this.
You might as well admit it and get on with it.
That these lies are being spread about a person who is saying that she's close to the edge.
Probably been a
That's
bit of
what
a prick
annoyed
to
me.
them openly, do you know what I mean?
That's the frustrating bit, when you can see that manipulation, or you think, are you taking me?
Now he's trying to imply this shit.
Manipulation. Yeah, that's it. See, Jamie Two Shoes.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
Whereas Martin said, yeah, we'll probably say to you, yeah, I've been a dickhead to them on purpose, and that. Whereas they'll be like, no, I'm all innocent and sweet and like an angel to my audience. No,
Yeah.
stop lying, man.
Yeah.
And then they start doing, I'm a woman, you're fuck off, you're really good enough to give it in the mouth.
no,
You've got
let's be
equal
fair,
rights,
she
man. I ain't
probably
gonna
is
hurt
a
you
bit
physically or
upset.
anything, but I'll have a
She
back and
probably
forth with you
is
verbally.
frustrated.
Someone like
But
that.
she likes
Lucy,
to get out.
he is there.
Well, but she's asked.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, Dad, I think we've already been on for this is a 3-hour stream. This good. God. By the way,
He's the backs of us.
review it. Just try and, you know, put as much context in as you can, guys, and don't forget to skip over the bits where, you know, we're asking directly what is it that you're doing. Like, but yeah, feel free to run this around your right wing circles. It's all cool. Don't worry about it.
Thanks for coming, Jamie. We wouldn't have had to go. Well, we wouldn't have gone into half as much detail if you hadn't. Thank you for that.
No, yeah.
We brought receipts as asked. I think you'll find. No
But we
complaint.
will be in the Discord just after. Not even for cheap backy like Farage. You're a naughty boy, Specs. You're a naughty guy. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, love and peace, guys. You guys take it easy, and remember that whenever you hear anything about this Annie Sage thing, you now know that obviously DP Audits is doubling down. This isn't over, and yeah, and there is. Hopefully, we managed to show you that there is, you know, the thing that she's fighting against. It's a whole like machine of people. So yeah, love and
Give
peace.
her your support. If you see her anywhere, you know, if you see her online anywhere, you see her in the street, that would be cool. Give her your support, please. Let her know she's not on her own. Thank you, Humble. Go on.
Oh, go on, sorry, Dad.
Humble leads the chant. Take care, everybody. Are we done? We're done.
Yeah, we are. Love and or peace, but you can't have
Love and peace, guys.
Right, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.